Hey there, Liberty football fans. Welcome back to Williams Stadium. Today, the Troy Trojans march into town looking for their 8th win in a row on the road. The Flames hoping to get back to their winning ways here at home. Brett McGibbon here alongside DJ Jordan, Matt Kamari, and Pat Kelly. So pleased that you've joined us here today. Let's break things down here. The Liberty offense has been absolutely spectacular so far this season, but when you look at the amount of yardage that the defense is giving up, how much pressure, and you guys are all offensive guys, you've played, down here on this turf, how much pressure is on the offense right now just to outscore the opposition?
I think the offense does feel some pressure. I think that sometimes in a game where it's a shootout and you got another team that's matching you score for score and then taking the lead, you feel a little bit of pressure, but then you got to rezone yourself. You got to come back down to earth, and you got to say, "Hey, play our game, make our adjustments, and go out there and execute." And
but I think
get back into it.
And there was a lot of pressure on this offense last year as well. I mean, remember, just take it back to the Baylor game. You win that game, people think you're going to be putting up those type of points every game, and they didn't do that last year. So there's been a lot of pressure on this offense, and Buckshot has really stepped up.
And I think the pressure even gets higher today, Pat, in the sense that AGG out with mono. That's Antonio Gandy Golden for those of you at home. He's not in this game, so you lose your best receiver, and the pressure gets that much higher on Calvert, Stubbs. They're going to have to be clutch.
Absolutely, and as a receiver, you don't ever want to see your teammate go down with an injury or with a sickness, but DJ Stubbs has got to be licking his chops today. This is a guy who is poised to have a great day. He's a guy that had a great week of practice. I talked with Coach Kyle DeArmond. He said there was high energy, high focus all week long, and DJ Stubbs was one of the best ones to focus this week. So I think DJ has a chance to step up and really make some plays along with BJ Farrow.
Let's turn now to our impact players on the day. With Barker out, Sawyer Smith is QB1 for the Trojans, and he's coming in. He's a big guy. You like this guy.
Oh yeah, I like this guy a lot. I'm a big guy on the desk today, but I like the way Sawyer Smith plays. He hasn't seen a ton of snaps. He's come in for some mop-up duty for Barker, but he knows this offense. He knows what he's got to do. What I love about Sawyer Smith is he even said it this week. He said, "I prepare like the starter every single week." That gives me confidence that he's going to come out here, not really worry about what the Liberty section's doing. He's going to go out and play his game.
For the Flames, DJ Stubbs, this is a guy that in 3 of their 5 games has had the most yards for a receiver. He's going to be big. I believe it. I think he's going to have a huge day.
This is a guy who, as we said earlier, he's more than quadrupled his catches from last year. He's got over 400 receiving yards. This is a guy who not only in the receiving game is going to step up, he's a dynamic punt returner that I think we could see some really good action from today. But in terms of on the offensive side of the ball, I think we look for DJ Stubbs over the middle. He's a guy that's very physical after the catch. So I think we should really pay attention to DJ when he catches the ball, where he's going on the field. I think he's a very physical runner, a guy that we'll want to watch today.
A guy that could technically be an impact player as well. Frankie Hickson, DJ, coming in due to an injury once again, but he has made the most of it. He's been huge.
People in the Lynchburg area know who he is because he played at Heritage High School, but he's really stepped up as of late as Kentori Matthews has gone down with an injury. And Matthews Hicks has actually had a really strong game. He's a quick player, only 5'8", 200-pound sophomore, but he had 144 yards on the ground last week, and I actually think he was a big reason why Calvert was able to open up things in the air. You got to have a balanced offense, and he brings that to the Liberty offense.
Yeah, he has been stellar. Like you said, usually think of a guy that jukes. He's done pretty well with just pounding it through as well. Well, hey, Flames looking for their 2nd win at home on the season. Make sure you stay with us. Matt Warner, Joe Yock with the call when we return.
Carter Bank & Trust has supported Liberty University for over 3 decades. When many were skeptical of Liberty's vision, our founder, Worth Harris Carter Jr., understood the vision and saw its potential. His instincts were correct. Liberty University has become a regional economic engine. We continue Mr. Carter's legacy by working with determined visionaries to transform potentials into realities every day. As with Liberty University, Carter Bank & Trust is proud of the past, focused on the future.
For more than 120 years, we've been there. In churches and schools, camps and senior living centers. We've been there in times of joy and in the most difficult moments, in times of loss. And our success has been measured not by the bottom line, but by our unwavering commitment to protecting our customers so they can continue their important work. Church Mutual Insurance Company, protecting the greater good.
To start the game.
generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world.
Welcome to a beautiful college football Saturday in Central Virginia as the Liberty Flames play host to the red-hot Troy Trojans. And with that, we welcome you into Williams Stadium alongside former North Carolina and CFL wide receiver Joe Yock. I'm Matt Warner. And Joe, we talk about this Troy squad, 5 straight wins. That's the good news. The bad news, their starting quarterback, Caleb Barker, out for the season with an injury. Insert now a guy who has some experience and has played well at times, Sawyer Smith. What do you expect to see from him today?
Yeah, Sawyer Smith gets his first start in front of a raucous crowd here at Liberty. It's different when you're coming off the bench than when you're a starter, so it'll be interesting to see how Sawyer Smith reacts under this environment and if Liberty's defense can stop that potent running game of Troy.
Well, we're going to get a look first at this Liberty offense as they won the toss, elected to receive. There's Buckshot Calvert, junior quarterback, record setter for the Flames a season ago. Take a look at those numbers. Leads one of the most potent offenses, passing offenses at least, in the nation. And so the Flames will go to work just inside their own 25. The give going up the middle. Frankie Hickson angling left. Nice pickup on first down. And we talk about the running game for Troy. The running game for the Flames is going to be key as well today.
Yeah, absolutely. For Liberty to pick up 4 yards on first down, that's a good sign right there. Good job by Frankie Hickson, turning his shoulders, getting him square and getting upfield.
Frankie coming off a career-high 155-yard game at New Mexico State a week ago. They go right back to him, makes the first man miss, and falls forward. That'll bring up about a 3rd and 2.
This is exactly what Liberty has to do, Matt, is get themselves into 3rd and short situations, stay ahead of the chains, but now the key is to convert here.
This is a Troy defense, a lot of playmakers. One of the best defenses in the nation a season ago. And these are the plays. You talk about Liberty coming in, an underdog in this ball game. These are the plays you have to make to not only extend drives for yourself, but keep a defense for the Flames that has struggled mightily this season. Keep them on the sideline for a while.
Sometimes you got to take what you have right now. There's only 5 in the box, so expect a run here from Liberty.
They clock at 3. Buckshot gonna pass, looking, trying to fit it in to Stubbs, and DJ Stubbs well covered. That one knocked away, and the Flames will be forced to punt.
Yeah, a little surprise there, Matt, as you looked out on the field, there was only 5-6 guys in the box for Troy, and on a 3rd and short with some success on the first 2 runs, I expected Liberty to run the football, take what they give you, but the pass goes incomplete. Looks like they're punting now.
So a 3 and out to begin the ball game for Liberty, not what they had in mind here to start things. Aiden Alva's in there to punt it away. That one angles towards the near sideline. Hits off the head, looked like of a Troy player. Fortunately for the Trojans, bounces out of bounds, and they avoid what could have been a costly miscue.
Yeah, Liberty could use some of those good bounces their way. Ball goes off his helmet, and luckily for Troy, it goes straight out of bounds.
There's a look at this Troy Trojan offense, which is led today by Sawyer Smith. Smith out of Cantonment, Florida, redshirt sophomore. Has played in every game this season. And a kid that has shown a good ability to run the football. Not just a speed guy, he's a power runner. He'll run you over if he gets the opportunity. First play of the game, handoff. Angling near side, that's B.J. Smith on the carry, and he picks up a couple. Taking a look at our keys to the game. First, the keys for the Trojans today, Joe.
Yeah, offensively, they got to allow Sawyer Smith to gain some confidence. And the way they're going to do that is to be able to run the football and then use the passing game, to use the run to set up the passing game. And then defensively, they need to create the negative plays, which they do a very good job of.
There's a pass slung out wide. Catch is made
by Luke Whittemore. Quickly wrapped up, and now we get a 3rd and short going the other way. And a couple of guys down on the field, one for each squad. It's like Tolan Avery for the Flames and offensive lineman there for Troy's. Now we take a look at the keys on the Liberty side.
Yeah, offensively, Liberty needs to run the ball very well. Troy is going to do their best to run the ball, but in order to counter that is to run the ball very well and then use the play action game in order to take some shots downfield. And then defensively for Liberty, I think it's very important that Liberty is able to load up and stop the run. You got to take away what the other team does best, and with Sawyer Smith in his first start ever, Liberty needs to focus on stopping the run and making Sawyer Smith try to beat them through the air.
This is a Troy offense that averages just over 36 points per game. 3rd and 2 here is the ball sits on the 43. DJ Smith in the backfield. Jack Weldon, the fullback, there as well. Smith, a capable runner, have to keep that in mind, and Liberty jumps. Maybe a little hard count there from Sawyer Smith, and movement up front on the Flames side will give Troy a 1st down, it appears.
Yeah, those are the critical mistakes that you can't make. They had the whole front loaded up with a ton of guys up front in the box to be able to stop a run play, and then you end up with an offsides, which gives them an automatic 1st down. Oh, I take that back. We were wrong.
Well, it certainly looked like movement that was initiated by the Flames jumping across, so a break, at least for the time being, for Liberty, is that'll back them up now to a 3rd and 7. And these are the spots where you want to find out Sawyer Smith, obvious passing situation, what he's able to do.
Yeah, this is interesting to see how Liberty's secondary plays it tight here on a 3rd and 7.
Smith going to drop back, has time in the pocket, now it's closing down. Throws off his back foot and falls incomplete. Had some time initially, but that Liberty defense started to run him out of the pocket there at the end and the throw off target.
Yeah, the good part about that right there, Matt, is as Sawyer began to scramble, the Liberty defender took away the edge from him, and in taking away the edge from him, it helped him keep contained, and then he had to make a throw that he really didn't want to make. So holding contained and taking away that edge is critical to be able to stop their passing game.
So each defense gets the job done here on the opening possessions of the ball game. Tyler Sumter in to punt it away, and we get a whistle. Another flag comes down, and that's going to go against Troy as well. Troy had 13 penalties in their last ball game, and
4th down.
You know, you try to kind of brush that off like I was just one of those days, but now a couple of early penalties going against them here. Does that start kind of getting in your mind a little bit?
Yeah, especially those offensive. You get a little jittery out there, and those offensive, those motion penalties. If the team that does that can cause you some big problems in some crucial situations. I'm real interested to see what happens on special teams. DJ Stubbs, a good punt return. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, they bring Stubbs in to return this one. A low kick. Everybody trying to get out of the way. Stubbs tried to field it. Looked like he just missed touching it. Not quite sure what he was thinking there, and that's kind of what his coaching staff is asking him right now, too.
That one was close. I thought it might have hit off his foot.
So exactly how we thought this one would go. Good defense. Long way to go in this one. No score in Lynchburg.
November 13th, she's one of the best-selling female artists of all time.
Shania Twain!
He's a true country legend.
Travis Tritt!
And he's a platinum-selling singer-songwriter.
Jake Owen!
They've got what it takes to find the next generation of country music superstars. And they're getting a little help from some of the biggest names in country music, including Big and Rich, Kane Brown, Winona, and more. Real Country premieres November 13th on USA.
Back in Lynchburg, no score here early. Today we've got both sidelines covered for you. Of course, our old friend Bobby Bolig on the Liberty sideline, Melanie Newman joining us on the Troy sideline. We're going to hear from them right now. And Bobby, this Liberty defense, we know they've struggled a lot the last couple of games. What can you tell us about them?
Yeah, Matt, Liberty's defense is on top of that priority list, you could say, for this week. You know, we heard defensive coordinator Robert Wimberly openly talk about it in the press conference that they struggled to adjust last week against New Mexico State. You know, you'll see some changes today. They're certainly addressing that as Coach Wimbo decided to head up to the box today, and linebackers coach Josh Bookbinder and Marshall Roberts decided to coach from the sideline today. So trying to shake things up, trying to make some changes. And not only them, but Troy is also looking to make some adjustments. And our good friend Melanie is over there on the sideline. Melanie, what's going on?
You're right, Bobby. That's exactly it. Troy is also making adjustments today. We've mentioned over and over again having the new QB1, Sawyer Smith. More than that, Neil Brown wants to see cleaner fundamental football today. They were plagued with penalties last week against Georgia State. You can see those flags already flying here early. He'll see if he can get those guys to shape up and stop getting some yellow flags on the field.
Yeah, thank you, ladies. We're seeing a little wildcat formation here with Frankie Hickson taking the direct snap. So Liberty's shaking it up on the offensive side, giving us a look we haven't seen this year.
Yeah, Liberty wants to prove a point. They're here to run the football. They know that's going to be critical for success in the ball game for them. So put Frankie Hickson back in that wildcat spot and run it right up the middle, pick up 4 or 5 yards.
Buckshot back in there now with Frankie standing to his right. Hickson has really taken over once Kentori Matthews went down with an injury. Matthews off to a great start to the season, but misses his 3rd straight game here today. And Hickson, in his stead, has really stepped up along with Peyton Pickett to help keep this rushing attack running at a high level.
Troy getting ready to bring a pressure, looks like.
Buckshot gives it to Hickson, bouncing to his right. Not much there. Quickly wrapped up and dropped, and now bring up 3rd, 5, maybe 6.
Yeah, Frankie had a cut back on that play, Matt. If he would have stuck his foot in the ground and worked back to the left side, Troy had slanted their front to the left, to their left side, and Frankie had the cutback alley open. He just missed it.
Now this is where Liberty really feels the loss of Antonio Gandy-Golden, their leading receiver. Almost 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, out with mono today. So you've got some young guys out of that receiver spot that are going to have to step up. Caleb Coleman, a freshman, getting the start in place of Gandy-Golden. He's out there right now as Liberty goes to a 4 wide receiver set. Buckshot looking, pocket collapsing, now going to roll out, looking and launching downfield, has a man there, but underthrows it, and it's picked. He was looking for B.J. Farrow, underthrew the ball, and Cedarius Rookard picked it off. So an early turnover going against the Flames.
I'll tell you something, Matt, if you look at this replay right here, B.J. Farrow was wide open. Buckshot just missed this one. He has to lead him out. B.J. Farrow was probably 5 yards behind the defender, and if Buckshot's able to lead him out in front, that's 6 points. You can see right there, B.J. Farrow had to turn and try to come back to the ball. He clearly had the defender beat. Buckshot needs to make that throw at a critical time for a big play for the Flames, but Troy got the job done, got the turnover.
Rookard making his 37th straight start, a veteran in the back end of that defense and making plays. Now Liberty trying to make some plays on the defensive side of the ball, quickly rallying to the football. Looked like Isaac Steele, the first man there.
Yeah, Isaac Steele played that really well. Got his shoulders square as the man came down the line, made the catch, squared him up, and did a fundamental tackle. That's how you teach it at the coaching clinics right there.
Well, if you're in this Liberty defense, all you've heard about all week long is how terrible you are, right? It's in the media, fans, I'm sure students in class are letting you hear about it. So I'm sure they're coming out with a little bit of an edge today. They want to prove something.
There's the old saying, I'm tired of being tired.
Troy looks to pass. That one snagged on the outside. Boy, great catch out there by DeAndre Douglas as the defensive back, Bajor Wilson, was closing quickly.
DeAndre Douglas with a great catch. Wilson really closed, like you said, on the ball well right there, man. You know what is impressive to that? Sawyer Smith threw that ball the only place he could possibly throw it, and that was low and outside. And then DeAndre Douglas goes down and makes a great catch.
Douglas with his team-high 29th reception brings up another 3rd down. 3rd and 4 now, ball just across midfield. They give it off to the wide receiver. Davis coming around, falls forward, and looks like he's going to be about a yard short of the 1st down marker. And now decision time for Neil Brown, and it looks like the decision has been made. He wants to go for it.
That's a great job by Liberty, come up making that tackle to make it a 4th and 1. And this is Liberty defense. Talk about making your plays. Okay, guys, this is it right here, 4th and 1. Make a statement that you can stop the run right here and be able to turn the ball over back to your offense.
And now some indecision, some guys running off. Sawyer Smith took about 2 steps towards the sideline. He wasn't sure if he was staying on. Play clock down to 7 as they quickly get a line. 4th and 1. They give it up the middle. Fighting, second effort. B.J. Smith looks like he has it.
I'm a little bit surprised there, Matt, and that is Troy substituted their heavy package into the game right there. the referee then gives the defense a chance to substitute into the game, and Liberty made no defensive adjustments whatsoever to bring their heavy package in, and now the guy basically just falls forward for the first down.
Yeah, that's a great point. You're exactly right. They hustled a few guys in there late in the play clock. As you get another look at that second effort from B.J. Smith, guy coming off back-to-back 100-yard games. Smith's going to line up out wide now as they go with an empty set. Now watch the quarterback run here. Here it comes, Smith. Again, ball comes free, covered by the Flames. A late hit on the end of that run, and the ball pops out, recovered by Jesse Lemonnier.
Exactly what the Flames needed. Jesse Lemonnier on the recover, but the way the backer scraped over the top, was able to come in there and make a solid hit and pop that ball loose. These are the turnovers the Flames need in order to succeed.
So each team has turned it over now here in the early going, and for a Liberty defense that hasn't turned people over a lot, has certainly struggled stopping offenses this season. A strong start for the Flames on the defensive side of the ball. Still no score here in Lynchburg.
Rolling on the field of the previous play was a fumble recovered by the defense. This play is now under video review.
Welcome back, Ramblers. We're here checking out reports of UFOs and even alien abductions. But first, I want to thank our sponsors for setting us up with this sweet truck. What? Oh, not again! Hey, my wallet's in there! Is that Dave?
Chili Crab Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, how may I help you?
Yeah, we had a little trouble with the truck. Hey, one sec.
You again, Rick?
Did you get my wallet?
Rick?
Anyway.
There's a Trojan warrior spirit that distinguishes Troy from the rest of American higher education. From the day a student enrolls at Troy, they become part of the Trojan family. It's very much the philosophy of the institution that we know our students by name and not by number. We help our students find where their strengths lie and offer them academic programs that are superb and will prepare them for successful careers.
Well, they're reviewing this fumble as the officials take another look, and we'll give you another look as well. Sure looked like live action. That ball came out before a knee was on the ground. Here's a look as you see Solomon Ajayi ripping it out. And yeah, that looks like a no doubt fumble as the officials have been taking a look at it the entire break. Here's another angle.
Yeah, we're not even going to put this one in our replay contest, Matt.
Yeah, that seems pretty clear. I'm a little surprised it's taken as long as it has. For them to review this one.
But, Matt, they need to speed this up. That bothers me. I mean, that ball is clearly out.
After video review, the ruling of fumble on the field recovered by the defense is confirmed. First down.
We're thankful for our white hats. So we're not gonna...
He's going out.
Yeah, you're a good guy.
Less than 30 seconds
sure
after you leave him. You need to leave him at 30 seconds. Ask him what's going on.
Well, the official left his mic on there as he was ripping into one of his colleagues. That's John McDade, who just serenaded the crowd with that little outburst.
NCAA inside.
That's it. That's nice. A little behind-the-scenes action. Yeah. Liberty with the ball now. Handoff going up the middle. Frankie Hickson again probing. Comes through for a moment. Able to pick up about 3. But you mentioned it, Joe, at the outset. Liberty needed to run the ball to have a chance really in this game and to be effective offensively, and they're trying awfully hard here in the early going.
Matt, I really like Frankie Hickson. He has come on strong this year. Just a simple run like that where he pressed it up the middle and then that little 1-foot bounce, stick your foot in the ground and get 2-3 yards. Impressive running.
Picked up 3 on first down. Buckshot now looking to pass, rolling out to his right. Slings it far sideline, and a little too wide. He had B.J. Farrow open around midfield and missed him. So Calvert starts the game 0 for 3 with an interception.
Yeah, Matt. Buckshot's going to have to step up and start making those throws. He missed a long one to BJ for the interception, and then that simple comeback route right there, rolling to the side he's going to. He's got to put that ball in the money so they can move the chains.
Well, with Antonio Gandy Golden out, suddenly the pressure is a lot more on the shoulders of B.J. Farrow, DJ Stubbs. Those are really the only two guys out there that have produced consistently so far this season. 3rd and 7 now. Flames offense looking to the sideline. Frankie Hickson stands in the backfield, 4 on the play clock.
Protection is key.
They just do get that play off in time. Calvert stands tall, has that one batted in the air and falls harmlessly to the turf. As that one knocked away, good defensive play made, and once again this Liberty offense stalls.
Yeah, Liberty's going to have a little change in momentum here. Missing throws, dropping balls. Right there, DJ Stubbs could have caught that ball and just fallen forward for the first down. That was a good throw by Buckshot. Had a lot of zip on it. DJ's got to bring that thing in.
That was KJ Robertson getting a hand in, knocking that one away. So Aiden Alvis comes back in to punt. High punt, fair catch called for. Now a lot of traffic as the catch is made about the 32-yard line. Rooker doing a nice job concentrating and hauling that one in as we remain scoreless here in Lynchburg.
Gibson a snap with free 2-day shipping at Target.
A couple of good offenses have been held in check thus far here this afternoon. Troy ended their last drive with a fumble from first-time starting quarterback Sawyer Smith. With more on that, let's check in once again with Melanie Newman.
Thanks, guys. Well, Sawyer Smith has been pretty true to form right now, known for being gritty and not easily rattled. He's doing exactly that. Now, after that fumble, he did go sit on the bench, and he just sat. He watched, he was observing, he took a couple deep breaths, he got back up, and he had a couple conversations with his guys, but overall, he's coming out with the even-headed demeanor that they knew he's had all along.
Thank you, Melanie. And, Joe, you and I were talking before the game. This is playing out basically like the Liberty defense wanted it to here early on, as that pass slung wide to DeAndre Douglas for a short gain. They have done a pretty good job. They have forced a turnover. You said a guy making his first start, can you put a little doubt in his mind early on? They've done a good job. They just haven't got any help from the Liberty offense, which is kind of a flip of roles.
Yeah, no question. Everybody's getting on the defense. It's time for the offense to live up to their end of the bargain.
Smith stands tall, slings one out in the middle of the field, and he had his man. He had his man, Sidney Davis, there. If he connected, he might have taken it the distance. But that one sails up and over the top, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Sidney did a really good job when they try to say you got to get inside position on the defensive back. He did a good job of getting inside position. What I liked about Liberty, though, defensively, is they slanted their front there, trying to get some pressure on Sawyer Smith. Might have thrown him off just enough to be able to make an errant throw.
So now 3rd and 7. Troy on their own 34-yard line. Smith, time, throws downfield, connects with the receiver who makes the catch and falls at the turf. A flag now comes in, as that was Sidney Davis on the reception.
I think you might get offensive pass interference right here, Matt.
Little pick out there. Somebody.
Potentially.
The officials talk it over. John McDade leaving his mic off this time.
Number 80, offense.
Well, there you go.
15-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Well, that's DeAndre Douglas who committed the infraction, and once again, a penalty that sets back this Troy offense. Remember, was it the first drive? They had, 3rd and 2? You get a false start, make it 3rd and 7. You got to make it a little bit more difficult for you. You have what would have been a first down catch there. They get a penalty, you back yourself up again. So they put themselves in a tough spot here early on.
Yeah, no question about it. It's interesting to see what the Flames are going to try to do right here on a 3rd and long, where they just rush 3 guys and drop 8 and just settle back in their zones and try to tackle it down and make them punt, or will they try to put a little bit of pressure on them and go for that turnover or errant throw.
3rd and 22. Liberty is going to rush 4. Smith has that pocket collapse. He's going to try to take off, evades the first tackler, and slides down for a short gain. They're going to have to punt it away as he picked up, about 5. Not nearly enough for the first down.
Yeah, you look at the replay, Matt, here. So we did great job by Liberty forcing him up into the pocket, and then Sawyer Smith only had one option, and that is for a short run. You can't play that any better than possibly that on defense. Be able to hold, contain, make him run up the middle, slide for a few yards, punt the ball. Liberty defense off to a fantastic start.
Tyler Sumter in to punt it away. DJ Stubbs awaiting the punt. Stubbs with a 60-yard return last week against New Mexico State. High wobbly kick. Fair catch called for and taken at the 35. So here are two offenses scoring over 30 a game.
Yeah.
Liberty giving up almost 500 yards a game on the defensive side. And this is just a good old-fashioned defensive slugfest here, Joe.
Yeah, the thing though, Matt, is clearly Troy on a 5-game winning streak with wins over Nebraska is going to be the favored team in this game. So if Liberty's defense is stepping up, this can't be a slugfest defensively back and forth. Liberty's offense is going to have to make some plays to get some points on the board and take advantage of this.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to do it so far in 3 possessions, 16 total yards. Peyton Pickett now in there at running back. He stands behind Calvert. They hand it to Pickett, making a little reverse action as Pickett dives forward for about 6 on first down. Pickett, redshirt sophomore, out of Arlington, Texas, with a nice run.
Really like how Liberty's offensive line is blocking that up front. They're able to get some reach blocks right there, stretch that play to the wide side, pick up 5 yards.
Liberty playing with a little tempo now as they go right back to Pickett, cuts it back, lowers the shoulder, driving, and able to pick up the first down. You saw Liberty's offense early in this one slow it down. They use a lot of time in the play clock. That's not what they normally do. You saw a little more tempo there.
Well, I know this much, Matt. You're a fan of Pickett.
I am.
And that kid is a good football player, and he made a nice cutback, good run.
Brings a little more power to that position than Frankie Hickson or Kentori Matthews did. Here's Pickett again, lowering the shoulder, keeps those legs moving, falls forward for 3 yards.
Yeah, you said it best right there, falls forward. It's when a running back can fall forward for that extra yard could be the difference in the drive.
Pickett came into the ball game averaging 4.8 yards per carry. Also leads the Flames running backs with 5 touchdowns this season. He's been a guy, especially late in games when Liberty has been able to wear down a defense a little bit. He kind of comes in with that hammer and is able to break off some big gains. 2nd and 7 now for the Flames offense. Pickett still in there behind Calvert. They fake it to him. Now hand it to B.J. Farrow. He may be looking to pass. He doesn't get the opportunity. Boy, that play absolutely blown up. Yeah, Will Sunderland from his spear position smelled it, came up, and made the play.
No question, though, Matt. But instead of B.J. just taking the loss right there, the man was clearly covered downfield. What he needs to do is step up and just throw it into the student section.
And that's the danger of when you put guys like a receiver in a position to throw the ball.
Not used to it.
Not used to it. And now a big loss for the Flames puts them at 3rd and 16. So they try to get a little creative offensively, and it backfires. Play clock winding down. They didn't get it off. Let's see, they may have called a timeout.
Yeah, timeout.
They did just before the play clock expired. Liberty uses a timeout, so they'll talk about this 3rd and 16 play.
Liberty. It will be a 30-second timeout.
As Buckshot Calvert, a kid who is 5th in the FBS in pass yards per game this season, still hasn't completed one.
Right.
Here we are at the 3:38 mark of the first quarter.
It's going to be interesting to see what they try to do here on third and long. Usually, you know, conservatively they talk about screens and draws. I wouldn't be surprised though if Buckshot takes a shot downfield to a B.J. Farrow, see if he can make a great play or get a pass interference call in order to move the chains. But they're going to have to take some chances.
Well, we talked about Antonio Gandy-Golden being out for this game with mono. Here's what AGG has done in their last 2 ball games. At New Mexico, went for 245. He was a man in that ball game. 115 last week at New Mexico State. He's a big body, 6'4", future NFL guy, many folks think. And losing him and his ability to, in some ways, just bail out a quarterback at times, and you just throw it up there and let him get it, that does change the look of this offense dramatically.
Taking 360 yards of production off is quite a factor. over the last 2 games.
Yeah, so 3rd and 16 now for the Flames. Calvert standing in the pocket, now climbs up, looking downfield, still looking, fires. Pass completed, and a nice pickup, but just short of the first down, as that was Fidel Obaifin, the backup tight end, making that play. Obaifin, a guy who's been a little dinged up here recently. An athletic kid they really like, a sophomore out of Georgia. And Calvert showing a little patience there, and now a little surprised to see the punting team come on. Turner Gill, been known to roll the dice on 4th down. 4th and 2 here on the 45 of Troy, but he elects to bring on the punter.
From up here, Matt, it looked like he did not get a very good spot. I felt as if he was about a yard short and stretching the ball. They had him 2 yards short.
So a punt, high, spiral, fair catch called for at the 15 and made at the 14. So a good punt from Aiden Alves, who has improved drastically here these last few ball games for the Flames. Well, we talk about this rushing attack for Troy, and they have been fantastic. 13th in the nation in yards per carry. Last 2 ball games, they have been outstanding. Over 9 yards per carry in their last 2 ball games. 337 yards on the ground last week against Georgia State. The most they've had since 2016. And you see some of the playmakers that have gotten the job done there running the football for them.
Yeah, B.J. Smith rushing for 483 yards so far this season. They definitely have proven they can run the football. Liberty's defense has proven they can't stop the run. But to come out here in these first
so
few
far
series,
today,
they've done a great job.
Holding them to 15 rushing yards. So it's been a surprise here. Looks like that's Smith there on the carry for a short pickup.
What have seen Liberty do better defensively against the run is they're really squaring their shoulders. When they talk about on defense, building a flat wall, holding your position and build that flat wall and be in your spot to make your play, not somebody else's play. They've done a good job of that today.
5-yard pickup there on 1st down from B.J. Smith. 3 wide receivers set for Troy. Again, they give it to Smith. Lowers the shoulder, meets a pack of Liberty Flames defenders, and he's going to be short of the first down by a couple of yards.
These are the stops that Liberty needs to make, these 3rd and shorts. If you can find a way to get a stop right here, Troy's backed up in their own territory, make them punt the football. These are the big plays. As when you talk about Friday night before the game, 3rd and short, got to make a stop every once in a while.
Well, neither team has been able to convert on 3rd down yet in this ball game. Troy 0 of 3, trying to change that here on 3rd and 1. And again, a powerful running quarterback in Sawyer Smith.
Still surprised Liberty doesn't bring in a heavier package.
They give it to B.J. Smith. Angles is met and dropped, and it's going to be close. The crowd on that side of the field erupting as if they thought he was stopped short. We're going to have to take a look at the spot.
Yeah, I don't think he got it, Matt, but like I said, it is pretty close.
And they give it to him. They don't even bring on the chains. They say 1st down. So just did pick up that 1st down and move the chains. And now we'll see if this Troy offense can get something rolling.
Everybody's sticking to their guns. Liberty's trying to run the football. Troy's trying to run the football. Something's going to give sooner or later.
They'll run it again here. Smith cutting it back. Hit and dropped by Elijah Benton. As we go under 1 minute to play here in the 1st quarter.
I feel like this is a battle of wills right now, Troy.
You kind of just keep waiting for a big play to pop, don't you? It kind of has that feel to it.
Everybody's grinding back and forth on one another, and now it's just got to, who's going to allow that big play to happen?
This Liberty defense has allowed some the last couple of weeks, and it's been a lot of just kind of mental miscues that have allowed some big plays, some busted coverage plays. As Smith looks to throw downfield. Here comes your big play, high arcing pass, and it is pulled in. What a grab by Damian Willis. That ball underthrown, hung in the sky for what seemed like forever, allowed the defensive back to catch up, but Willis still able to make the play.
Impressive play by Damian Willis for that ball, like you said, Matt, to really hang up there a long time, to be able to come down with that catch and make a big play. Right on cue, as you said, waiting for that big play to happen.
Malik Matthews ended up getting there, but not able to knock it away. So there's your big play. Troy in business now. Smith pump fake, looking for the end zone, throws it up, caught, Touchdown, Troy. DeAndre Douglas hauls it in. And just like that, back-to-back big plays, not running the football, but throwing the football, puts Troy on the board first.
Yeah, if you look at this replay right here, what we have is what they call a sluggo route, a slant and go. And the Liberty defensive back really, as they say, takes the cheese and goes in on the slant route. Douglas runs right by him, and it's just a little pitch and catch into the end zone. But a really good job by Douglas by being able to stick his foot in the ground, make the defensive back bite on the play, and then it's pitch and catch.
Tyler Sumter in for the point after. And he remains a perfect 30 for 30 on the year as Troy strikes first.
First quarter.
And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. A pretty quiet offensive first quarter until the final moments as DeAndre Douglas makes a great grab to put Troy on top.
It was supposed to be a weekend of serious binge watching. But memories aren't made by staying in. Getting out of your comfort zone. It's possible in the award-winning Tucson, part of the Hyundai SUV family.
The New York Giants unleash Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. as they battle the 49ers by the Bay. Monday Night Football, Giants-Niners, Monday at 8:15 on ESPN.
Troy on top, 7-0. Those guys called it. They said, feels like a big play is about to happen. It did. The Flames defense so good for the majority of that first quarter, but where did the breakdown occur?
You know, defensively, Troy's been able to do. There hasn't been a true go offensive set that has gone well for either side.
Right.
Troy got lucky. Got a great big play there. Great play by their wide receiver for beating the DBs for Liberty.
How they get lucky?
How they get lucky?
They didn't get lucky. Malik Matthews made an error, and that was the concern from the coaches from the get-go back from New Mexico State from last week. It was misassignments.
Yeah,
that was the problem. So you see right here, this was Damian Willis.
It felt like that thing stayed up there so long.
If the quarterback would have thrown it 5 or 10 more yards, it would have been an easy touchdown. He was wide open. Wide open. I saw it happen.
There, you heard it. DJ Jordan, wide open. Back to Matt and Joe.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, running game hasn't been able to get on track. We talk about Sawyer Smith as the runner and a good running quarterback. He comes out 7 of 9 now for 90 yards in the score. So he has shown here early on, at least, that he can sling it a little bit as well and taking advantage of the Flames defense down the field. Short kickoff here. It's going to be taken by one of the up men who falls down, and that's where the Flames will begin, as that one taken by Mitchell Bollinger, the fullback.
So I think that's signaled prior to making the catch. Therefore, by rule, the ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. First down.
I think that's a little bit of miscue on Liberty's part right there, Matt. The wind is blowing hard into Troy's face. You know that's going to be a short kickoff. Move your guys up and be able to get your returner, be able to catch the ball and potentially turn it to the 35 or 40-yard line. Instead, you're fair catching inside the 25-yard line. You gain no advantage by what the wind is giving you right now.
Well, Flames line up in the Wildcat again. Peyton Pickett this time, as we've seen this look now twice from Liberty. Hadn't seen it all year until right now. Pickett is able to shed the first tackler, but falls forward for only a couple. Well, you're seeing, the Liberty has got nothing going in the pass game. And you're seeing now creative ways running the football for them to try to create some kind of advantage. And they are, they've run it a lot, they've committed to it, but they're getting about 2.8 yards per carry. That's not going to get it done right now.
Yeah, and then once again, like we said earlier, that should, being able to commit to run the football, they start loading up. You got to be able to hit the play action passes.
2nd and 8, Buckshot looking, firing, catches made, tackle broken. Mitchell Lewis, the fullback, says, you know what, AGG's down, let me have a crack at it. I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Give it to Mitchell Lewis, and you look at the replay here, he does a good job catching the ball with his hands outside of his body, staying on the field, staying upfield and getting his shoulder square and picking up a ton of yaks.
Kid out of Auburn, Alabama. I believe that was the first reception of his career as Pickett takes the handoff and goes nowhere. A swarm of Trojan tacklers there to wrap him up.
Yeah, you can almost feel that Troy's defense is really starting to get them feel themselves better in the run game right now. Early on, they had a few yards against them, but they're flying to the football right now.
What do they always say in a boxing match? First couple rounds, you're just feeling each other out. I get that sense. Troy's kind of feeling it out, and they're starting to get a little comfortable. Now we'll see if the Flames offense can make some adjustments to get things going.
Let's get some punches thrown now, Matt.
Second down and 11. Play clock at 10. Now the Flames look to the sideline. Play clock at 5. They need to hurry. Calvert takes the snap, hands it to Pickett, and just met in the hole and dropped for a short gain, as they have not been able to get it going on the ground.
Yeah, now that puts him in a passing situation. Buckshot has had a little bit of a rusty start, we could say, in a way, throwing the interception, then missing some throws. But he's a gutsy kid. He's an experienced kid. He'll be able to shake this off and hopefully start making throws and moving the chains.
So third down and 8 for Liberty. They have not converted a third down yet this afternoon. 0 for 4. 3 wide receivers set. Peyton Pickett in there, standing to the left of Buckshot Calvert. Calvert looking, climbing in the pocket, rolling now to his right, still looking, firing, the catch made by Stubbs, who pays the price, but able to convert the first down. First reception for DJ Stubbs, and that's a guy who needs to step up in Gandy Golden's absence. So the Flames pick up a couple of first downs now on this drive, looking to move a little faster now as they get back to the football. Handoff comes to Pickett. Fighting, falling forward for a couple, and that's about all they've been able to produce here the last couple of possessions running the football, about 2 yards a pop. Now it's Carlton Marshall making the tackle. Redshirt freshman out of Mobile. Brings up 2nd and 8.
I like to see Liberty spread it out a little bit here.
Calvert looking downfield. Lots of time. Slings it to the wide side of the field, and he underthrew it a bit. Farrow tried to make that shoestring catch, unable to do so. He's had Farrow a few times now and hasn't been able to connect with the senior.
Yeah, but yet at the same time, BJ really needs to go down to get that ball. He tried to bend to get it. He really needs to try to get his body underneath that and scoop that up. Those are the plays. With the absence of AGG, some of these receivers got to make plays like that.
Late substitution there by Troy as they had guys scrambling on. Now they'll have plenty of time to kind of reset as Liberty looking to the sideline.
Big third down for Liberty right here.
3rd and 8. 4 wide receivers set. Calvert looking, has time, fires, the catch made by O'Bathan, but he's going to look like about a yard short, although he may get a favorable spot here.
Yeah, this one's going to be real close. Like you said, he did get a favorable spot, and they're going for it either way, I can tell you that much.
It looked like he was about a yard shy of the first down marker. Instead, it looks like he's going to be about 6 inches shy, and Liberty quickly coming to the football. They're going to go 4th and half a yard. Pickett right up the middle, breaks free, spins down inside the 30.
Great job by Liberty right there by going fast on 4th down. Make it quick, make a decisive decision, and get up there and run the football. Great job.
One of the better runs of the day for this Liberty offense is they're now inside the 30-yard line, the deepest they've been in Troy territory.
Can feel a little bit of momentum coming in Liberty's way right now.
Pickett remains in there at the running back position. They fake it. Calvert rolling to his right, looking downfield, firing a man wide open. Caught! Touchdown Flames! Caleb Coleman's first touchdown grab at the collegiate level, and Flames have a chance to tie this one up.
That is great for Caleb, stepping in for AGG and getting a touchdown. Got to be real excited for that young man running. Buckshot coming out on a little bootleg play and being able to get behind the defender, catch that ball for a touchdown. Great for that young man. Great way to respond by the Liberty Flames.
That one just a touch underthrown. Juwan McDonald almost recovered to knock it away. Good concentration there by the redshirt freshman Coleman to haul it in. The extra point is up and through, and some signs of life from this Liberty offense as they answer here in the second quarter and knock things up at 7 apiece.
Wow!
Wait, what?
Everyone's excited about the Chevy vehicles at the Chevy Black Friday sales event.
I could get used to this. Wow.
And you will be too when you get 0% financing on our award-winning Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs.
How is that even possible?
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on popular 2018 and 2019 Chevy models. Or make no monthly payments until next year. The Black Friday sales event ends soon. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
The New York Giants unleash Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. as they battle the 49ers by the Bay. Monday Night Football, Giants-Niners, Monday at 8:15 on ESPN.
All knotted at 7 apiece. This Liberty offense has been explosive this year, thanks in large part to their offensive weapons in the receiver position. And with more on that, we check in with Bobby Bowling.
Yeah, man, I told the guys earlier that one of the best stories I've heard about this dangerous wide receiving core was from an opposing coach who said, you know, watching film on these guys is tiring. He said, I would have to constantly rewind the film to see which guy it was because every single time it was someone different. You know, we see DJ Stubbs add his name to that list this year. And if you ask Kyle DeArmond, you know, he said that it's come as a surprise of how quickly the sophomore has become one of their go-to guys, especially in critical situations. You know, DeArmond says he's a kid that knows how to turn it on Saturday afternoons. And if I can recall, I know Joe Yox at that last game, that this kid turns it on come game day.
Yeah, he turned it on that last drive. A big third down conversion from Stubbs on that last drive from the Flames. As this kickoff will be taken in the end zone. Touchback will bring it out to the 25. Yeah, this was a wide receiver group that was so deep at the start of the year. And now you lose Gandy Golden. You lose Damian King, an explosive guy in the slot. You lose Kevin Shaw, a JUCO transfer who elected to take a red shirt after 4 games. So suddenly this group not nearly as deep, and now you have to rely on guys like redshirt freshman Caleb Coleman, who you see there.
Yeah, but that's the reason why Liberty has gone out and done a great job recruiting the talent that they have. Create depth at all positions, and these things happen on the bad side, so it gives them a great opportunity.
Gunnar Watson in there now at the quarterback spot. This is what Troy does. They play multiple guys. It's what they did with Sawyer Smith, as that run doesn't go anywhere. They would get him a series a lot of times in the second quarter in a ball game, and now doing the same thing here with Gunnar Watson, a freshman out of Butler, Georgia. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 9 to go as Watson 5 of 8 on the season. That all came against Florida A&M earlier this year. Watson handing it off. Some room to run now, and it's a big one. Rumbling up near midfield, that's B.J. Smith on the carry and picks up a 1st down and has this offensive Troy moving. With more on the quarterback, Gunnar Watson, let's check in once again with Melanie Newman.
Well, guys, between Caleb Barker, Sawyer Smith, and Gunnar Watson, you couldn't have 3 quarterbacks that have more similar makeup. Now, Gunnar Watson's a true freshman. Neil Brown said they plan to play him in this game. He's always allowed both of his quarterbacks to see snaps. And just like Smith, he comes in, he's not rattled. He knows his go-to guy, and another big pickup right there, which is what the Troy offense does best.
Completion going out to DeAndre Douglas, as that'll move the chains once again.
Yeah, you can see, Matt, when Troy starts rattling off some of these big runs, they get into their really up-tempo offense, and that causes some defensive problems because you got to get a stop here to be able to slow them down.
That thrown to the far side of the field. Wrapped up, taken down for about a 6 or 7 yard gain. That's Damian Willis on the grab. Willis, he's a kid that spent 2 seasons at East Mississippi Community College. Now, is that important? Have you heard of that, maybe?
Yeah,
that's a school where Last Chance U was filmed.
Yeah.
He was actually there those 2 years. So a lot of folks familiar with that JUCO program.
I bet he has some stories to
I
tell.
bet he does. I bet he does. But their leading receiver, as far as yards are concerned, also had a touchdown earlier, or a big play rather, down the field earlier in this ball game. That one swung wide in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down, as that was Brett Clark unable to haul it in.
Important stop here for Liberty after giving up a couple big runs, the up-tempo offense. Now they get into a 3rd and short here. They can get a stop and get off the field and give them a chance to kick a field goal. Big time play coming up right here.
Neil Brown trying to dial up a play for his freshman quarterback in there right now, Gunnar Watson. This crowd coming alive here on 3rd and 4. Play clock at 7. Flames bring the linebackers down, handoff, taken, Smith doesn't quite get enough. Defense rallying to the football, and looks like he's going to be about a yard shy.
Yeah, he's a yard shy, and clearly Troy's going to go for it. And it's good to see Liberty runs a big defensive tackle into the game, gets out a defensive back, get him into more of a heavy package here on this 4th down.
Now substitutions coming for Troy as well, as that looks like Sawyer Smith going to come back into the ball game here in this 4th and short. Each team has converted today on 4th down already. Troy trying to make it 2 for 2. Quarterback sneak, pushing, churning, falls forward, and it looks like he has it by about half a yard. In case there was any doubt, Sawyer Smith gives the first down motion with his arm there, as now he's going to trot back out, and they'll bring back in Gunnar Watson.
Sawyer Smith does a good job right there. That was stuffed up the middle, and he's able to slither out to the left side and get that first down.
6'3", 220. I don't know if Sawyer Smith gets accused of slithering anywhere. He rumbles more than he slithers.
Yeah, he's slithering in anywhere.
Daughtry Fry in the backfield now. They swing it to him. Catch is made. Missed tackle. Gets loose. Finally knocked out of bounds by Benton after a nice pickup on first down.
Really like what Troy's doing, Matt. They're running the ball up the middle, and then they're going for the horizontal game, trying to get the ball out on the edges. That's mixing it up very well to keep Liberty's defense off balance. 2nd and 3 now. 3 wide receivers to the left. They try to set up a wide receiver screen. That was an obvious hold, and flags rain down from the sky as they're going to back them up. They definitely needed rain right there. That was the old, they referred that as the rodeo. Right there.
Yeah.
He went around the waist and he rodeoed him down.
Number 6, offense. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So that's the 4th penalty of this ball game going against Troy, as Sidney Davis just wrapped him up.
Put that calf on the ground, right?
Got Bajor Wilson to the turf. So what was 2nd and 3 now turns into about 2nd and 13 or so. Make it 16. Watson stands in the pocket, now steps up, looks to run, doesn't have anywhere to go, hit and dropped. Bajor Wilson comes in and chops him down.
Yeah, real nice job by Liberty. What they're doing a good job so far, Matt, is they're doing a great job of containing the quarterback and making him step up in the pocket. Then once he goes to run, those linebackers are closing quickly, so he only gets short yardage.
They're kind of begging him to run, aren't they?
Yeah,
In those kind of, long situations, as we see Sawyer Smith now check back in on 3rd and 14.
Once again, what are we going to get from Liberty? Are we going to rush 4, 5, 6, only bring 3 and drop 8? Interesting to see what Coach Wimberly's scheme is right here.
Well, they've got a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage right now. They'll drop a few out. Looks like a design quarterback run. Not much there for Sawyer Smith.
Yeah, Troy really is just trying to put themselves in better field goal position, I believe, by going to the quarterback draw on 3rd and long.
Well, it'll be about a 37-yard field goal for Tyler Sumter. He's just 3 of 6 on the season.
That wind is blowing in his face. It looks like the flags up above the Jumbotron have it blowing right in his face.
Sumter to line it up. Sophomore out of Hoover, Alabama. Luke Whittemore to hold. It's down, kick is up, and good. So the drive stalls a bit in Flames territory, but Sumter able to put some points on the board, and the Trojans take a 10-7 lead over Liberty.
This is the not-for-sale Kia Forte Drift car. And this is the all-new 2019 Kia Forte. We built one of them with an available smart trunk. So you could tell them apart.
The New York Giants unleash Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. as they battle the 49ers by the Bay. Monday Night Football, Giants-Niners, Monday at 8:15 on ESPN.
Got a good one going here in Lynchburg this afternoon. That Troy defense holding Liberty to just 7 points thus far. One of the leaders of that defense is the senior Hunter Reese. With more on him, we check in once again with Melanie Newman.
Thanks, Matt. You mentioned Hunter Reese. Now, he's in the bandit position, which allows him to be a little more flexible on defense. You'll see him flying around a lot and creating pressure for the quarterback. It's pushing the rest of his men to do the same thing. He's got defensive end Jarvis Hayes, even though he's only a sophomore, knowing that if he covers his assignment, he can do the same. So they're going to rely on that, because if they get a stop on third down, they're good. But in fourth down conversions, they've allowed 4 in the last 2 games. So it'll be interesting to see how they make some adjustments.
Yeah, thank you, Melanie. Hunter Reese, a guy that actually walked on there at Troy, earned a scholarship before last season, and has turned out to be a really good player for them. As once again, a short kick taken by the Flames at the 20.
Man, once again, really
no adjustment there, special teams wise for the Flames, really, is there?
Really disappointing is that they're kicking in that wind to field the ball in a fair catch with plenty of space.
Receiver signaled prior to making the catch, and therefore, by rule, the ball will be placed at the 25-yard line.
Well, and to your point, too, you mentioned after that field goal by Sumter a moment ago that you thought the wind really knocked down that field goal. It barely cleared, only by a few yards. So, yeah, you would think move the guys up, return men up a little bit, see if you can kind of take that away. And
you have to take advantage of your situation. You got the wind in their face. Get the ball upfield. Get people back there that can return the ball and get good field position.
The Flames get it at their own 25. Pickett, nice cut. Stays on his feet and picks up a first down.
Matt couldn't have said it any better. Nice cut. Stuck his foot in the ground. Had great vision. Turned upfield. Picked up 9 yards. That's outstanding job by Pickett.
It looks like he was just shy, so about half a yard shy of the first down. They swing out to DJ Stubbs. He'll get it and pick up more. Running along the far sideline, stepping out just shy of midfield.
This is why you like that quick game, the horizontal quick game. Give a player like DJ Stubbs plenty of space to be able to work, make the defense tackle in space. Guy, one player misses, and the next thing you know, he picks up 10, 15 yards.
Second reception of the ball game for Stubbs. First down just shy of midfield. Flames give a look, now throw it downfield. They have a man. B.J. Farrell makes the catch, makes a man miss, and is finally drugged down inside the 20.
Now that's the Buckshot Calvert we know. B.J. Farrell gets inside leverage right there. Buckshot puts it right on the money. Big time play.
And just like that, Flames offense in the red zone. Calvert hadn't been able to connect with Farrell earlier in this ball game, but does so on a nice pick up there. Flames moving with some tempo now. Again, play action, pump fake, flag comes in, and Buckshot's gonna go down as he is wrapped up, thrown to the ground. We'll see what the flag's all about. Maybe a hold there on the edge as the officials are going to get together and talk about it. Now this one may actually, now they're pointing the other way.
Looks like an offsides call, I believe, Matt, is what I saw the referee signal down there.
Offside. Number 49 defense, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Antonio Showers, and that's the 5th penalty of the ball game. Going against this Trojan group, and it's certainly held them back in this ball game. No doubt about that. It's Liberty now with 1st and 5. Handed to Pickett. Not a lot there. He's wrapped up and dropped after about a 1-yard gain.
Getting in this red zone area, Liberty needs to convert with touchdowns.
And this was an area, you think back to their last home game against North Texas where they struggled. Converted on just 1 of 3 red zone trips in that ball game.
Liberty likes the RPO game down in the red zone. Be interesting to see what the Joe Daly dials up.
They give to Pickett, cuts back to his left, but quickly, that defense, it looks like the hole's there. Quickly it closes, and he's wrapped up and dropped at the 9.
Pickett makes a good cut, but he really needs to press forward to pick up that extra yard. Instead of being in a 3rd and 2, you're in a 3rd and 1.
Justin Wisenhunt on the tackle. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 now for this Flames offense.
But I do agree with you, Matt. Troy's defense does close very quickly.
3 wide receivers set. Pickett still in the backfield. Buckshot play action, now slings it. Caught by B.J. Farrell. Straining for that extra yard. He'll have the first down, and the Flames move the sticks.
Yeah, love the confidence right there. The quick hitch call. Good fundamental play. B.J. uses his hands outside of his body, catch the ball, convert it.
How much? He had a little mustard on that one.
Yeah, he put
let that one rip.
Put the mustard, the ketchup, the relish, put the secret sauce on that guy, boy.
So the Flames with the first down now on the 5. They give it to Pickett. Rumbles forward for about 3 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd goal from the 2. Now the other thing about this, their ability to move the chains, and as I say that, we get a whistle here.
First charge time out of the half, Troy.
I was just about to say, your Liberty, you keep the clock moving,
right,
and you hopefully don't give Troy much of an opportunity to score before the break. Troy wisely taking a timeout here to preserve a little clock after this Flames possession. And we'll take a timeout as well.
November 13th, she's one of the best-selling female artists of all time.
Shania Twain!
He's a true country legend.
Travis Tritt!
And he's a platinum-selling singer-songwriter.
J.O.A.
They've got what it takes to find the next generation of country music superstars. And they're getting a little help from some of the biggest names in country music, including Big and Rich, Kane Brown, Winona, and more. Real Country premieres November 13th on USA.
The New York Giants unleash Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. as they battle the 49ers by the Bay. Monday Night Football, Giants-Niners, Monday at 8:15 on ESPN.
You could not ask for a more beautiful day for football. A really beautiful day to do anything outside here at Liberty. They had a big spooktacular earlier today for the kids, kind of a Halloween-themed deal. A lot of good candy to be had at that event, I hear, Joe.
It's all about the kids.
That's right. Great day to be out here in Lynchburg enjoying the sunshine. And right now, this Liberty offense enjoying some success on this drive as they're trying to punch it in. 2nd and goal from the 2. Calvert gives. Pickett makes a man miss and lunges in for the touchdown. Flames go on top. The 13th carry of the game for Peyton Pickett, and he hits pay dirt.
Yeah, great job by Peyton Pickett. He gets his shoulders square, finds the hole right up the middle. Liberty says, hey, we're going to run the ball right at you, Troy, down on the goal line. To have success and score the touchdown is a great confidence builder for Liberty's offense.
Aaron Peart in for the extra point. Up and through, and this Liberty offense that struggled so much their first few possessions seems to have found its stride. 181 total yards now as they punch that one in. And Pickett, boy, a guy that had kind of given way to Frankie Hickson. He'd been the primary back here the last few ball games. He's been shouldering the load here this afternoon. And while he's only averaging about 3.5 yards per carry, those tough yards, especially down around the goal line, is where he's been awfully good. His 6th touchdown of the year.
Yeah, no question. What I really, really like, Matt, from Liberty side of things is as Troy scores, they answer with a touchdown. Troy kicks a field goal. They answer with a touchdown. So that's what you have to do to be able to stay in a game, is when somebody else gets momentum, you got to be able to take it right back.
Now, having said that, big 2:38 to go here in the first half. Remember, Liberty took the ball to open the ball game, so Troy will get it to start the second half. The last thing you want if you're this Liberty defense is to give up a score going into the break and then hand the ball right back to them starting the third quarter.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better, Matt. This is a critical stop for Liberty's defense. But on the same side of things, Troy wants to say, let's get some momentum going into the half.
Kickoff, taking a few yards deep. They're going to bring it out. That's Rookard picking his way through that Liberty special teams unit, still on his feet across the 40. Finally taken down just shy of midfield. Well, if you're looking to score in the last 2.5 minutes, that's not a bad way to start.
One of the biggest backbreakers after scoring a touchdown is giving up a large kickoff return. It's having those special teams. Usually the ball's kicked through the end zone, so sometimes the wind's behind them. The mindset running down on a kickoff coverage is, oh, this is going to go in the end zone. We don't really need to cover as hard. And the kid takes it out 5 yards, and next thing you know, he's at the 46-yard line.
So Sawyer Smith back out there. Hands it off, running to the near side, picking his way through that Liberty defense, finally wrapped up and dropped, as that was Trey Eford taking the carry.
Really like Liberty's defense right there, Matt. A jet sweep run is meant to be able to get the edge, stick your foot in the ground, then get upfield. And Liberty really did a good job of not allowing that space to happen and keeping him, pressing him horizontally so they could come up and make the play.
Clock continues to roll now, under 2 minutes to go in the first half. 2nd down and 7. Ball just shy of midfield. Looking downfield, Smith fires and missed everybody. Way up and over. I assume that was intended for his receiver, Sidney Davis there, but he missed him by about 6 feet.
Big 3rd down coming up here, like you said. both sides, for Troy to be able to convert, for Liberty to get off the field. This is big right here.
As we talked about Troy trying to score before the break, the way Liberty's moved the ball, the last thing you want to do is give it to them with 1.5 minutes to go and a couple of timeouts.
Especially after that long kickoff return.
So 3rd down and 7. This crowd coming to its feet. 4 wide receivers set for Troy. Running back moves out of the backfield. Smith, quick pass, and he missed him again. Again looking for Sidney Davis. Again unable to connect. Is that one high and wide?
Yeah, on those last 2 throws by Sawyer Smith, he just didn't look comfortable, Matt. Just didn't look comfortable in the pocket. Didn't really have a lot of pressure on him, but just looked a little uncomfortable in the pocket when it wasn't able to deliver.
And neither of those very close to his intended target, as he'll have a little chat now with head coach Neil Brown. So on comes Tyler Sumter to punt it away. Flames put B.J. Farrell back. Farrell's kind of their sure-handed guy. Right. Just make the catch as he stands at his own 15.
I like this side snap that Troy's got going here.
Sumter kind of rolls out, kicks a low one, pops up, rolls down. Oh, it takes a beautiful Troy roll, and it will be down at about the 1.5-yard line. Boy, you could not do that any better if you tried. And Flames now, with 1:29 to go in the half, are going to just be trying to get out of the shadow of their own goal line.
Yeah, I believe Troy still has 2 timeouts left, and so they could use those timeouts potentially to their advantage. Liberty needs at least to get 1 first down to be able to get out of the half.
Well, there's Buckshot Calvert. Boy, he struggled at the outset of this game. Missed his first 4 passes. Since then, he has been on point, connecting on 8 of his last 9 throws, including a touchdown pass to Caleb Coleman. But right now, they're just trying to give themselves a little space. Always dangerous going shotgun here. As you see, Frankie Hickson lunge forward. Remember last week, Troy, that defense got a safety against Georgia State in that ball game.
Second charge timeout of the half, Troy.
They're going to come after you. Flames pick up about a yard there as Troy uses their second timeout.
30-second timeout.
But dangerous, when you go shotgun and you're standing about 4 yards deep in your own end zone. That's a little. Even if you're handing off like that, it feels a little scary, a little risky there in that situation.
Whenever you're standing in that red-colored end zone, you do get a little scary. But I would not be surprised right now, Matt. As you can't. I don't believe that Liberty should take the approach right now of being super conservative. Be able to. They need to get a first down. Take a shot up top, or if the defensive back's playing off a little bit, you can go to the hitch game like they did down near the goal line to pick up 5 or 6 yards for Liberty. So they really need to grind out a first down right here and try to get to the half.
I want to remind you, coming up at halftime, we'll send it on back down to the boys. Rhett and the gang will show you some first half highlight. There they are. I don't know if that kind of sells you on the idea of sticking around or not, but there they are right there. Guys hanging out.
I'll tell you what, that's a good-looking crew. I don't care what you say.
2nd and 9, Flames again, hand it off. Hickson able to pick up 4 or 5 there as he gives the Flames some breathing room. And once again, timeout called by Troy.
Yeah, well, at least you're
30-second timeout.
At least you're out of your own end zone. You can breathe a little bit. You're not standing on that red, and hopefully Liberty on Liberty's side they can convert the 3rd down. Troy on their side being able to get a stop with roughly 1:19, plenty of time to be able to get the ball back and make something happen before half.
So take me into coach's box right now. Take me down to Turner Gill's spot on the sideline. Troy out of timeouts. 1:19 to go. You run the ball. You use up a lot of that clock. Sure, you punt it away, but they really don't have a whole lot of time. Or you gamble a bit. You try to maybe throw for the first down. You don't get it. Suddenly you're punting away, and they've got about 1:15 to go.
That's right.
Which way do you go in this ball game?
You're the underdog. So I think when you're the underdog, you have to play with a little bit more passion and a little bit more risk. So in this opportunity, I'm saying I'm going to figure out a way to get the first down. What's my best call right now to get the first down?
We're going to see which approach they take. 3 wide receivers set. Frankie Hickson in there. They're going to give it to Frankie. And he will not get that first down. The clock will run. And it looks like the Flames ought to be able to take it down to right around 30 seconds or so before having to punt it away. It is 4th and 1. Buckshot remains on the field, but you really can't imagine they're going to go for it as he now starts walking towards the sideline. Turner Gill waiting, letting that play clock run down, and now approaches the official on that sideline.
Troy is reported in the game as number 1.
He's going to let him know, hey, when it gets to 2 or 1, I'm taking my time out.
Yeah, and I also can understand and Coach Gill's rationale behind that, Matt, with that hard wind blowing in Troy kicker's face, is that they're going to have to, not get down to the 30, 35-yard line.
Liberty. There will be a 30-second timeout.
They're going to need to get down to the 20-yard line or so, and that's a pretty good set. The wind also, I think, may have played a major factor in his decision to run the ball right there.
So a big punt coming now for Aiden Alvis. A kid that, as we remember, going back to that North Texas game, really struggled that night. But whatever happened to him in New Mexico, he was loving life. He had some great punts in their last couple of ball games out west, and appears to kind of have things back on track. And they're going to need a good one here, as you alluded to. He's got the wind to his back.
That's great for Aiden Alvis, because we did experience the North Texas game when he just really struggled and had a rough night, and for him to show the character and the fortitude to be able to come back, and that shows a lot about the kid himself. The kickers are mental cases. they're mental cases, and to him to show some mental toughness is good for him.
He's back there now. Rookard awaits the punt. Alvis gets it away. High spiral punt. Rookard coming to the near sideline. Takes it now. Drops it. Picked up. And it's going to go the distance. Coleman scoops and scores.
Can't advance it. It's coming back, Matt.
You're exactly right. I got as excited as Liberty fans, didn't I?
By the receiver, covered by the kickers. By rule, the kickers cannot advance. First down.
I wanted to get real excited, Matt.
For the game clock operator, please put 24 seconds, 0-2-4 on the game clock.
Right through the hands of Rookard.
Thank you.
And it couldn't have been even any easier than it was right there. And actually, I believe that was Kedrick Bradley, the linebacker, who also wears 17, who scooped it up.
The previous play is a muffed punt by the receivers, recovered by the kickers. This play is now under video review.
So they're going to review it, and I have to imagine that's simply to make sure the clock is correct.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
There's 24 left on the clock. There should be a lot more on that as it continued to run. So as it is, Liberty now with great field position in Troy territory. And now we'll just see how much time they have to work with. Liberty with one timeout still. And now you start thinking, certainly depending on how much time they put back on the clock.
After video
field goal
review,
range.
the ruling on the field is confirmed. However, the game clock should be 27 seconds, 0-2-7.
All right, so 27 seconds.
Thank you.
You start thinking from Liberty's perspective, getting into field goal range. Aaron Peart.
How many yards do they need, Matt, to get in Peart's range?
Boy, I would say you want to get to the 20 or so to give him a shot.
He's got the wind at his back.
Peart's been a guy who has filled in for Alex Probert, who was the starting kicker the last couple of years, but has been injured this season. That pass wide of Coleman, and it'll bring up second down. Peart is 2 for 3 on the year. His long only 22 yards. So,
well, Troy has given Liberty a potential gift here. They need to take advantage of it.
24 seconds remain. Flames with 4 wide receivers out there. Frankie Hickson standing next to Buckshot Calvert. Calvert stands in the pocket, has lots of time, now flushed. Looking downfield, still looking, and finally just lofts it up and out of bounds as he was running out of time.
That's a good job by Buckshot, just to be able to throw the ball, get rid of it. Real impressed with the protection that Liberty's offensive line gave him. One guy slipped through to make him scramble out, but they gave him good protection in the pocket.
All right, so now you think 15 seconds, 3rd and 10. You've got to take a shot downfield here to have any chance of getting in field goal range.
You're going to cover 2 look, which means 2 deep safeties. Where you attack that, Matt, is right over the middle of the field.
Calvert under pressure, avoids the rush once. Not going to avoid this one, or does he? Spins out, throws it downfield, incomplete, and manages to avoid a costly sack. And now we'll bring up 4th down with 7 seconds left. So, you think if you're the Flames, do you just heave one Hail Mary style to the end zone and hope that kind of just uses up the rest of the clock. It should if you run it right.
Yeah, take your time out right here. Gather the troops together and put in your Hail Mary play. And they're on, what, the 47-yard line? Buckshot's got plenty of arm wind behind his back. It'll take at least 7 seconds to run the play.
Yeah, they're not going to do it, though.
I don't understand
They're going to punt. Yeah, I'm with you.
Don't understand it.
Just throwing up to the end zone.
You have B.J. Farrell, one of the best jump ball receivers around, and to give him an opportunity. More disastrous things can happen on a punt.
Yeah, this is ultra conservative, certainly, as the Flames punting unit is on the field.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
It's a head scratcher, can't lie.
They take a delay of game there as well.
The defense has elected to decline the 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Put your offense back in. Throw the ball.
So Aiden Alvis comes back in. There is no return man deep, as basically Troy right now looks like they're playing to avoid any shenanigans on the Flames' part. They're playing a bunch of guys back. Alvis, boy, that's not what you wanted. That one goes out of bounds. Fortunately, no time remaining on the clock, as that was about a 20-yard punt. Well, the Flames play it safe, and they'll head to the locker room with the lead. You have to wonder, though, with the opportunity they got at the end of the half, if they won't regret cashing in on that muffed punt. As it is, Flames have some success in the second quarter. 14 points in the second quarter put them on top 14-10 heading to the break.
November 13th, she's one of the best-selling female artists of all time.
Shania Twain!
He's a true country legend.
Travis Tritt!
And he's a platinum-selling singer-songwriter.
J.O.A.
They've got what it takes to find the next generation of country music superstars. And they're getting a little help from some of the biggest names in country music, including Big and Rich, Kane Brown, Winona, and more. Real Country premieres November 13th on USA.
The New York Giants unleash Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. as they battle the 49ers by the Bay. Monday Night Football, Giants-Niners, Monday at 8:15 on ESPN.
A beautiful fall day here on Liberty Mountain, where the Flames are on top 14-10. Coach Gill, I am sure, happy that his offense got going, and I'm sure even happier that the defense has held Troy to 10. He was stopped by with Bobby Bolig just moments ago.
Coach, you go in the locker room, up a score. Offensively, we're seeing them come together a little bit more. Buckshot seems to get more comfortable from the first quarter to the second. What was said, or what's getting him more into a rhythm?
Well, we're trying to settle down on just some basic plays and just trying to get his reads down. They got good pass rushers, so they're giving us a little bit of pressure. We got to go in here and rectify that.
Defensively, one of your biggest keys was preventing them on their down conversions. You guys held them to 1 of 6. What do you like defensively?
Well, I'm glad to see our coaches, our players have responded from the last 3 or 4 ball games. Great job here in the first half, but actually the first half we've been playing pretty good. Yeah. It's now about the second half here. Hope we can finish it up.
All right, good luck, Coach. Thanks.
1 for 6 on third downs. Any coach has to be happy with that, guys.
They did a great job in that first half. If you look at the stats here, Troy rushed the ball 16 times, but they only had 186 total yards, which is significantly below their almost 400 yards of average offense. So one of the things that's been really encouraging to see on the Liberty perspective is they're not missing tackles. Yeah. That's one thing that plagued them badly in the last few games, and it looks like it's one thing that's been corrected in the first half so far.
DJ, did you kind of have that feeling there? Liberty's defense doing so well. They go over the top. Troy scores. Did you kind of have the feeling, oh boy, here we go?
Without a doubt. You had that feeling of, oh, here we go again. If you look at the first part of the first quarter, they held them scoreless for so long, and Troy wasn't even able to move the ball. So I think it was a tremendous performance from the defense. Look, folks, this is a big deal to be leading Troy University. This is a good FBS team, and if you look at this, is a team that won a bowl game last year. This is a team that's won 5 games in a row, including at Nebraska. So this is a big halftime score right now, and they have to be happy where they're at.
If you had to take North Texas or Troy right now, those two teams are kind of comparing here. Who'd you take, Matt?
I really don't know.
Put you on the spot.
It is. It's on the spot, and you got to think about it. The rain delays and everything in the North Texas game.
No
But what's really encouraging, there are no excuses. I get it, DJ. But what's really encouraging to see this defense do is what Coach Gill just said. You got to come out in the second half and you got to play the same type of defense you're playing. You got to keep holding both of their quarterbacks to limit their plays and yards downfield.
They've done a good job of limiting the QB run. I think you have to be extremely impressed. That was the one thing I thought was going to be huge for them, but they have done a fantastic job of not allowing that big play or big run from the quarterback. Make sure you stay with us. Much more to come. We're going to break it all down here after the break.
The College Football Playoff Top 25 Ranking Show, Tuesday at 7 on ESPN.
I guess it's safe to say the OGs paved the way. Now it's time for LBJ. Finger roll, finish fillet. Finger roll is a fillet. Older not getting away. Here come the king, driving the lane. Hey, MVP, times 4. Year 16, never know how long it go. No.
Blazers, Lakers, Wednesday on ESPN. Presented by State Farm.
Well, the big topic of conversation today was Caleb Barker out for the year for Troy and Sawyer Smith coming in to replace him. Let's kind of give him a grade here. At the half, his first start where he knows he's the dude basically on the, under center. How would you rate him so far, Matt?
I'd give him a B if we're going to go academic on him. I'd give him a B. 7. He's 7 of 11, 90 yards and a touchdown, a great touchdown throw down the field. He's still trying to figure out his place in the game. He really wants to figure out how he's going to run this offense. Coach Brown for Troy is trying to help him along. He's prepared for this game. Liberty's defense is playing really well right now. I think a lot better than a lot of people thought, especially against a running quarterback and a heavy run team. So Sawyer Smith is continuing to find his footing in the quarterback role as QB1, and I can expect that in the second half they'll continue to make adjustments to put him in perfect situations for him to make better plays.
But I really didn't like the fact that Gunnar Watson came in. I know that's part of their two-quarterback system, but as an offensive player who's played before with two quarterbacks, it really disrupts the rhythm, and I'm not sure why they do that.
Yeah, but they do this every single game. I don't think you can.
They're 5-1.
That's an excuse.
It's
They're
different.
5-1, so I can't be that critical of it. But I can tell you that offense is not running smoothly right now. They do not have a rhythm.
Here's the kicker: they do it every single game, but it's not Sawyer Smith who's the starting quarterback. He's the guy who comes in, and now it's Gunnar who's coming in.
Yeah.
So it's still different. It's still different, and it does seem like we're tossing excuses, but it is different. Once they get their footing in the second half, I think Sawyer Smith, we're going to see the coaching staff and the offensive coordinator put Sawyer Smith in a better situation to make plays downfield.
Let's talk here about Buckshot Calvert, that second drive. Peyton Pickett's done a fantastic job. I think Buckshot Calvert, though, has done a pretty solid job of throwing on the run as well.
Yeah, I think as we talked about the pressure before the game, is Troy's going to have pressure on Buckshot all day long. He's done a good job of getting adjusted, getting settled with that rush. He's starting to deliver some catchable balls for his guys, so he's starting to get a little bit more comfortable with that Troy defensive scheme, I think.
We talked a lot about DJ Stubbs in the sense that he's going to have to be the go-to guy, but we mentioned Farrow. We said he's going to have to step up, and I think he has. He's done accordingly.
I think he has too, and I credit Buckshot Calvert with getting more people involved. 5 receivers have caught the football so far. And you also got to talk about that running game. We talked about Frankie Hickson being the stud who would pick up the slack, but it's been Peyton Pickett who's been the one who's had more carries and more yards. So you got to give it to a balanced offensive set so far being called by offensive coordinator Joe Daly.
Well, Flames offense and defense have passed the eye test so far. Let's take a look here at the stats. Analytic people love stats. Matt Kamari is one of those guys with the glasses
with
on.
my glasses
he loves
on,
his
absolutely.
analytics. As we take a look at it here.
No penalties for Liberty. Holy cow.
That's huge. And like you said, this is a big deal, DJ, that Liberty is leading Troy right now at the half. And you see how they've done it. It's broken down right here. It's similar, but we've seen Liberty execute more down the field plays than what we've seen Troy.
Now, guys, let me caution you before everyone gets hopes too high in this
I know what you're
thing.
going to say.
If you pay attention to Liberty, their second halves of the year, they've been outscored 23-68 in the fourth quarter. So it's going to be interesting to see how the third and fourth quarter unravel both for the offense and defensive side of the Liberty Flames.
How have you thought about the offensive line in the sense that it looks like Pickett had more holes than Hickson did? Did the O-line start opening up better gaps, would you say?
The scheme where the offensive linemen are going, they're hitting their blocks and they're sustaining them. That's really the key to it.
Oh, hey, we got more to come. It hasn't been good at halftime until we get this guy really angry. That's the goal next. We'll be back.
the Audi 2018 MLS Cup playoffs tomorrow on ESPN.
Hashtag Ascot Mondays, baby. Hashtag Ascot Monday.
Charles was here. Charles would do
sweet.
it like this. Make it an Ascot.
Second quarter, electing to go with the punt. Joe Yock, guy playing the CFL, is like, he wants the Hail Mary. DJ, though, here beside me going, no, that's a good call. I like the punt. It's a good call. Tell us why.
Because you're leading 14-10 against a good FBS program. And this is the top of the Sun Belt Conference, which is where the type of conference that Liberty wants to get to. So you got to go ahead and punt the ball, or at least play it safe, get into the locker room so you can come back out with the lead, because you never know what could happen. A play like this could have happened to Liberty very easily.
What if they return that punt for a touchdown, DJ? What if they decide to
That's what I'm
house
saying.
it? What if
BJ
they
Smith has had some
what if
whatever
they take it back
today.
What if they take it back?
But what if it doesn't?
It's a
huge risk.
Guys,
it's a huge risk.
Let me jump in on this. As to support Joe Yock here, two former receivers, you got to take the shot. You put points on the board. Ton of momentum going into halftime.
I like the shot.
Or you punt it for 9 yards like
That's
we just
ridiculous.
saw.
I like the shot.
That's stupid. You play it safe. You go in with the lead.
Hey,
this is a big deal.
Matt and Joe when we come back.
Under these lights, the playoff push is on. Saturday night.
This ball, I carry her everywhere.
Just want you to know I've loved you all my life.
The final chapter of the critically acclaimed television event.
Basketball is just the ultimate addiction.
It's this monumental gathering of people that all share a love of the game of basketball.
About set to start the second half. Liberty leading Troy 14-10 in this ball game. Troy, a team that had been dominant in the first half of ball games this year. In fact, the only game they haven't led this season at the half was the first game of the year against Boise State, a game in which they lost. So finding themselves in a little bit of uncharted territory here, at least this season, with Liberty clinging to a 4-point advantage. Troy will get the ball first here to open the second half. As you see Aaron Peart getting ready to kick it away. He'll be kicking right into the teeth of that wind, which has played a small role, you'd have to say, in this game thus far. Yeah. Something to certainly keep an eye on as we come down the stretch. Peart tees it up and kicks a low line drive, taken at the 2-yard line. Return from Rookert. Hit, knocked down at about the 26. And just a moment ago, Melanie Newman caught up with Troy head coach Neil Brown.
Coach, you said coming into today you wanted to see cleaner football, less penalties, and better on fourth down conversions. Struggling with that in the first half. What was the address to the team?
Well, we just got to play. I thought we played tight for whatever reason. We got to play physical brand of football. We got to be able to run the ball. We got to be able to stop the run. And Troy can't beat Troy. Troy beat Troy a lot in that first half with penalties. We got to fumble. We got to clean it up.
You want to see more run game. You've got two running quarterbacks in Sawyer and Gunner. Now that you've seen them both taking their share of snaps, what are your thoughts?
We got some ways to improve. Both of them did some good things. They're going to both play in the second half. And we just got to finish. I think they're both playing tight. We got to be able to make simple throws, and I think they'll execute better in the second half.
Time to see if you can execute, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, they weren't able to execute there on that first run. B.J. Smith met Solomon Ajayi, Liberty linebacker, younger brother of Eagles running back Jay Ajayi, and that was only a 2-yard gain. Now a Flame down on the turf as we have an injury timeout here. That's Corbin Jackson. He's being helped up.
I'll tell you, Matt, on that last play, Ajayi, what I really like about him is he is a point of attack player, meaning that he gets downhill, hits the point of attack, squares his shoulders, and is a really good open field tackler. And you could see that on that last play. That could have been a 4 or 5 yard gain, but instead he stops it right at the point of attack and turns it into a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, Ajayi came into the ball game tied for the team lead in tackles. Quarterback keeper now running the option near side, and a good open field tackle that time, as that was Seneca Espinoza Jr. out there. getting Davis to the ground. Well, I tell you, if he doesn't make that tackle, Sidney Davis has a long way to run. Give up the middle, good initial cut. Diving for the first down is B.J. Smith.
Yeah, Troy goes quick there on 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and that was chancy, but to be able to pick up that first down on the first drive of the second half is very important.
So yeah, you see them playing with a little more tempo now as they try to get this offense going. Again, running the option far side. Nobody gets the quarterback, and he's going to slide down with the first down.
Yeah, know your responsibility. Liberty's outside linebacker dives in, takes the fullback on the fake, gets stuck inside when his responsibility is the quarterback, and quarterback turns the corner and he's got freewheeling out there. Got to know what your responsibility. Do your job. Know your job. Do your job.
Didn't see a lot of option play from Troy in the first half.
It's an adjustment they've made.
Liberty has struggled against that here the last few years. Man in his face, deep ball. He's got a guy, couldn't quite connect downfield.
Troy had that drawn up absolutely perfectly, Matt. Being able to roll the quarterback out to the side, hold the corner on the backside, then run that slot all the way back across the field. It was drawn up, just overthrew it a little bit.
Trey Eford was a big play threat. Couldn't quite knock it, or snag it rather, as you saw Sawyer Smith get knocked down there by Tolan Avery. Eford checks out now. Brings up 2nd and 10. 3 guys in the backfield now. They hand it to the running back. He picks up about 3. That's Daughtry Fry, who's stood up and driven back. And now they're going to get a late hit as Jesse Lemonnier gave him a little extra at the end of that.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, number 11, unnecessary roughness. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And I mean, that's right at the feet of the referee. Those are the kind of dumb penalties that will get a coach awfully fired up.
You know, we're
stood up, whistle's blown, plays over, and you just keep riding him down.
Talking at halftime about how Liberty had no penalties, 0 penalties, and then opening drive, had an opportunity to get him to a 3rd and long. Bad penalty, now moves into Liberty's zone on a first down. That's a big mistake on Liberty's part.
So first down, the Liberty 32. Fake the run, now sling it, and again, boy, I tell you what, the Sawyer Smith passes when they have missed high.
Yeah.
And again, just airmailing that one as he was trying to hit his receiver in the middle of the field.
I think there's a little confusion on that play, Matt. Both receivers on the far side and the near side, they both ran dig routes. I believe the concept was to have a post route and then a dig route underneath it, and they both happened to run dig routes and almost ran into each other.
So brings up 2nd and 10. Smith looking to the sideline. Play being signaled in. B.J. Smith in the backfield. They're going to throw it. And a great open field tackle by Malik Matthews. Damian Willis with the catch, and he had nowhere to go.
Malik Matthews, you attacked the wide screen. He attacked the blocker, shed the blocker, was able to make the play on the outside. That's the aggressiveness that Liberty needs to show in order to shut down those wide screens.
Well, big 3rd down now, 3rd and 9 as this crowd starts to get back into it.
This is the second 3rd down chance here for Troy, so Liberty really needs to get a play here where they can make a stop and get off the field.
Trojans 2 of 8 3rd down opportunities. They go empty set. Now bring the running back in motion. That's B.J. Smith. Fake it to him. Jawan Wells didn't take the bait. He has Smith wrapped up, and the whistle blows. A big stop for that Liberty defense.
There it is. Do your job. Know your job. Do your job. Big Jawan Wells knew that he had quarterback responsibility. Didn't take the back. Wrapped up the quarterback. So that's a big stop and good discipline by Liberty's defense.
Big Juan got him in his clutches, and Sawyer Smith unable to get away.
And trust me, when you get in those clutches,
you don't go anywhere.
No. No.
So 4th and 11, and it looks like on comes the field goal unit. This is going to be about a 50-yard field goal for Tyler Sumter. His longest in his career was 46 rather. This one up, he's got the wind at his back, and he drills it. So a new career long for Tyler Sumter as he's able to bang it through and then gives you a little dab on the end of it. We won't hold that against him.
Yeah, he threw a little little Cam Newton on, huh? Okay. Well,
Kickers can celebrate too.
I guess at 50 plus you're allowed. At 50 plus you're allowed. But like you said, Matt, you made a point earlier about how the wind has played a little bit into this game so far. Well, now the wind has played a lot because kicking that the other direction, they're not kicking right there. They're punting. And so to be able to use the wind to be able to kick that long field goal is a big advantage for Troy.
So perhaps a little momentum shifting back to that sideline after that 50-yard field goal. Flames will get it back now, leading by just one. As Sumter continues to celebrate, and with good reason. Well, you heard Turner Gill tell our Bobby Bolig heading to the locker room, yeah, we played good in the first half, but first half isn't our problem.
Amen.
We've struggled in the second half.
Yeah.
So that was the message in the locker room. That's probably been the message all week in practice. Finding a way to finish strong, play well in the second half. They'll have an opportunity. As the kick taken down inside the 5. Espinoza Jr. takes it out, and he's undercut there at the 18 or 19. So the Flames, not great field position to start their first drive of the second half.
What we've seen so far today, Matt, is Liberty's done a really good job of responding to Troy after they've had a score. And let's see if they can keep that up as they start the second half. Touchdown, field goal, touchdown. So there's been some good response by Liberty offensively. See if they can pick some first downs and potentially be able to do that.
This Troy defense came in with 20 sacks on the season. They did not sack Buckshot Calvert in the first half. Let's see if they try to put any more pressure on him here in half number 2. Flames started on the ground. Not much there as Frankie Hickson quickly dropped. Take a look at the Flames running game in the first half. They ran it 22 times for 2.9 yards per carry. But they really did the job. The yards, sure, you want to be better, but they kind of accomplished what they wanted to, which was establishing something, using up some clock, and then Buckshot Calvert made some big passes, certainly on their couple of scoring drives.
Buckshot started throwing the ball better later in the game. Let's see if he can do that now.
He's looking to, firing downfield, looking for his receiver. Receiver looking for a flag. That's B.J. Farrow, and he won't find one. Coverage by Blaze Brown.
Yeah, Blaze is putting a little bump on him right there, but B.J. still really just needs to attack the ball, let the ref make the call. And if he doesn't make the call, you move on to the next play.
You see Brown kind of reaching out there, trying to grab on. Farrow overshot a little bit, brings up 3rd and 9. Calvert looks to the sideline. Liberty just 2 of 9 on 3rd down here today. Fidelio Bafin goes in motion. Calvert stands looking downfield, slings it, finds B.J. Farrow, and he pulls it in for the first down grab. So Farrow couldn't get on the same connection with Buckshot on the last throw, able to make that play, and he comes up a little bit gimpy.
Yeah, BJ's a little shaken up on that play. Really liked how Buckshot stood in the pocket. He took a hard shot in the face, but still delivered on 3rd down exactly what Liberty needed. Last thing they needed, though, was another wide receiver down.
You're exactly right. You see BJ holding that left ankle. Flames already without Antonio Gandy Golden with mono. Damian King with a lower body injury. And now senior starter B.J. Farrow being tended to. Flames lead by 1 and driving.
Von Miller's wanted to build a chicken coop here for months. Facilities said no, of course, but they did let him build a bird cage.
So majestic, aren't they? They are. I mean, they're not chickens, but they're sure fun to watch. Don't worry. I snuck one in. Wait, where'd he go?
Over there. Chicken farming's a tough business. I don't know how Vaughn does it.
We're more than just $7.99 large 2-topping pizza delivered. We're lining up in your favorite spot for the game. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
So big first down conversion for Liberty as they go to this wildcat formation again. 3rd time we've seen it today. Frankie Hickson, the direct snap. able to pick up a couple on first down. Really haven't gotten much out of that look, as it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. They haven't gotten a great amount out of that look, but what it does is it shows a commitment to run the football. And when you line up the Wildcat, you're going to run the ball with Frankie Hickson.
2nd down. Give it to Frankie again. Angling far side. Has some room to run. Lowers the shoulder and goes out of bounds. Looks to be just shy of the first down marker.
That's the 2nd time in this game they've had some good success with that stretch play. Liberty's offensive lineman is doing a really good job of reach blocking that. Frankie stretching it, putting his foot in the ground and getting upfield. They've had some success with that play.
So 3rd and short. They go quick. Hand to Frankie again. Lowers the shoulder and has the first down. So a couple of 3rd down conversions here on this drive. Keep the chains moving.
Yeah, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Liberty. As you said, Matt, coming out of the half, they were 2 and 9 on 3rd down.
Take a look at Liberty right now. You've got a redshirt freshman at one receiver spot in Caleb Coleman, a true freshman at the other spot in Noah Frith. So a lot of youth out there right now for Liberty at the receiver position. Again, now the position that was extremely deep at the beginning of the season, not so much anymore. With that in mind, they keep it on the ground. Hickson picks up about 1.5. So where are your playmakers? Where are you going to find those guys now? You've lost a lot of receiver. Obviously, DJ Stubbs is a guy. He's not out there on the field now, but has been a guy this season that's made some plays.
Yeah, DJ Stubbs is a guy that's got to step up. Coleman's already shown that he can step up with a long touchdown grab. Players got to make plays.
Hand it off again, coming near side. Frankie, oh boy. He got lifted up off the ground as he took a shot. That was Tyler Murray. Tyler Murray, he got the worst of that. He's still on the ground.
That was a violent collision right there, Matt. I'll tell you, when Frankie Hickson decides to put his foot in the ground and get his shoulder square, he may have got tackled for a 1-yard gain, but he delivered a punishing blow.
We're going to take a timeout as they take a look at Tyler Murray. Liberty leading by 1, 7:49 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Mistakes happen, but we've got your back. Now, customers with direct deposit can benefit from Overdraft Rewind, an overdraft forgiveness feature only from Wells Fargo. It's a new day at Wells Fargo, but it's a lot like our first day.
The Dickies Flex Series is built for performance, with superior comfort and advanced mobility, all backed by the unconditional satisfaction guarantee. Dickies Flex, engineered to move. Learn more at dickies.com.
As Tyler Murray makes his way off the field, it's interesting to note that this would have been his home turf. Murray was an original commit to Liberty, and true to Neil Brown's form, they went to go visit him in Florida, and they actually flipped him. Now, Murray is responsible for Liberty's DJ Stubbs being here. He actually told Stubbs that Liberty's coaches were really big on him and that he should give them a try. So Stubbs came, Murray flipped, and as he made the field, Brown really hoping he can come back into the game.
Yeah, thank you, Melanie. Good to see him walking off under his own power. Big 3rd and 8 now coming for the Flames. They've converted on 3rd down twice already on this drive. 4 receivers for Buckshot Calvert. B.J. Farrow still not back in there. Calvert standing in the pocket, has time, leaves it off for Hickson. Hickson couldn't get his head around. If he had some room to run.
That was drawn up perfectly. Receiver down to the short side here, ran a dig route to take the corner in. Frankie snuck out over into the flat, and if he would have been able to turn his head around and get that, there was a lot of real estate to maneuver.
So a missed opportunity for Liberty, as they're going to be forced now to punt it away. Aiden Alvis comes in, trying to shake off that punt in the half. That only went 9 yards, so hoping to get a little more into this one, and boy, it's not much better. Something about Williams Stadium has not suited Aiden Alvis this year, as that one goes off the side of the foot, and Troy is going to get fantastic field position at their own 46.
Yeah, Aiden doesn't have time to mess around. He's got to shake that off. They're going to need him again throughout this game. He's got to shake that off and get back to punting the football.
And And Troy really, they weren't bringing heat. That was an 8-yard punt. So we've had a 9-yarder and an 8-yarder in the last 2 punts for Alvis. And he's trying to kind of get his mind right over there on the sideline with special teams coach Scott Downing. So Troy going back to work. Sawyer Smith slinging. And was it caught? That's the question.
Yeah, they gave it to him.
Sidney Davis was trying to make sure he hung on to that one as he went to the ground. They do call it a completion, and he picks up 2 or 3 on first down.
It's interesting to see the halftime.
Whoa, caught it between his legs.
Did he really? Oh, yeah, how about that? Oh, yeah, he got it. It's interesting to see the halftime adjustments that Troy's made. They started out with a little bit of an option game to start the second half, and so interesting to see how this plays out.
DJ Smith takes it, still on his feet, has the first down, and falls forward for a couple of extra. So this Troy offense moving the football here in the second half, and really you had to think they would. I mean, you just talk about just looking at the numbers this season and the way things have gone for both teams. Liberty played great defensively in the first half, but I don't think anybody was expecting them to just put the clamps on Troy here in the second half. Troy's going to get their points in this ball game.
And Troy's made adjustments. They wanted to run the ball at the middle. At the beginning of the game, second half, they're trying to attack more to the outside.
Fakes the handoff. Sawyer looking downfield, has time, slings it, has a man, picked off! Picked off! Liberty gets it, Bajor Wilson on the return, and he's got a block! Wilson across the 40! Juke Sawyer Smith still on his feet and finally taken down in midfield. Bajor Wilson stepped in front of that pass and made a huge play. And now a flag comes in late.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the intercepting team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, I think maybe some of the sideline must have got a little overly excited there. And I didn't see anything else that would warrant a penalty like that. As he get another look at Bajor Wilson. How about that block?
Yeah.
Right there. Big block from Corbin Jackson.
Troy had a nice play drawn up, but he just got such a late throw on the ball that Bajor Smith was able to come back and make the interception. And then they talk about getting to the wide side of the field and be able to get the edge and to return. That was a great play by him. But then you turn around and make a play where you get unsportsmanlike conduct to drop you back 15 yards.
Liberty making a defensive play there. Let's check in with Bobby Bowling on the Flames sideline. Bobby?
Yeah, Matt, we talked earlier about the adjustments, this defense is trying to make with Bookbinder in the box on the field, and defensive coordinator Robert Wimberly up in the box. Well, you'll see Josh Bookbinder taking full advantage of that opportunity, constantly talking to his players. Last one, everybody look at me, look at the whiteboard, make sure we're paying attention. You'll see they're making some adjustments and making sure they're working for them.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby. Yeah, that was the second interception of the season for Bajor Wilson. JUCO transfer that they really like at that cornerback spot. So big play for the Flames. Obviously the 15-yarder on the end of it hurts a bit as they start this drive with a 5-yard run from Peyton Pickett. 2nd and 5 now. They fake the run. Calvert under pressure, gets it out, caught by Coleman. Coleman goes up, pulls it down, and the Flames get a first down moving to midfield.
Hey, Matt, when we talk about halftime adjustments, you look at what Liberty's doing right now. They're getting underneath the center. The offensive linemen have really tightened down their splits to give a run look, ran right at him, then hit him with the play action. Both sides are making some really good adjustments.
And a good pass by Buckshot Calvert as he was under duress. Pickett, well, that first just kind of 2-foot kind of side cut there allows him to pick up a couple of more yards.
Peyton Pickett's a talented young man.
BJ Farrow has checked back into this ball game for Liberty, so that's good news for this offense. As it's 2nd and 8 on the Troy 48. Pickett gets it again, room to rumble. Keeps those feet moving. Picks up about 5, and it looks to be a 3rd and 4 coming up for Liberty.
Yeah, once again, these 3rd down conversions are big. Liberty gets the interception, able to grind out a first down. Now they put themselves in that no man's land at the 44-yard line. Can't kick a field goal, potentially. So we've got to be able to get that first down and convert right here to take advantage of the interception that was made.
DJ Stubbs, Fidel Obathan both check in as the Flames are going to go with a 4 wide receiver set. Pickett still in the backfield. 3rd and 4. Calvert looking downfield, throwing towards Farrow, and boy, Talk about great coverage down there by Blaze Brown. There was nowhere to fit that ball in as he was all over B.J. Farrell.
Yeah, you got to give Blaze Brown credit right there. He was on him like a cheap suit right there. That was a great coverage, and Troy's able to get a stop.
So 4th and 4, Aiden Alvis comes in. You had to think there's at least a little hesitation or thought by Turner Gill in this situation. Alvis has really struggled with his last 2 punts. 4th and 4, maybe just a little too much to leave the offense on the field. Alvis going to see if he can redeem himself after the last 2. Gets it away. Not a great one, but better than the last 2. You'll take it at this point, as the Flames can't cash in following the turnover.
Like leather, skin is stronger when it's hydrated, but 9 out of 10 men don't get the hydration their skin needs. That's why Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash has a unique hydrating formula to keep men's skin healthier and stronger.
Are you a college football fan? Come check this out. Show me college football. It's never been easier to watch ESPN3 games right here on Xfinity X1.
Introducing ESPN3 on Xfinity X1.
Liberty leads 14-13 here late in the 3rd quarter. Let's check in with the guys on the desk once again. Guys, the offense for the Flames have been able to get a lot going here in the 2nd half. What are you guys seeing?
Well, first of all, I want to give it up to Vic Koenig, the defensive coordinator for Troy. He's given a lot of different looks right now, and also the defensive line for Troy is playing really, really well now, especially Jarvis Hayes and Trevin Sanders.
Yeah, but you also cannot have a change of momentum play like that interception and then have an unsportsmanlike penalty to bring you back.
Yeah.
They're setting that. Liberty's killing themselves on some of these big plays, and Troy's taking advantage of it. They're shutting them down, like you said, different looks, and Troy has just come out the better defensive in this half.
Yeah, there's 6 to 10 points that could be on the table that aren't there, in the sense that, the messed up punt there at the end of it, you could have gotten a field goal off that. You should have at least gotten a field goal off that interception right there. So Liberty is shooting yourself in the foot a little bit right now, not taking advantage of these huge opportunities.
No doubt. Guys, let's not forget, though, we talked about how good Troy's defense was coming in, and they're really living up to their defense, giving up 14 points thus far in the game. Liberty averages around 500 yards a game, and not even close, so really need the credit.
As frustrated as Liberty fans are, this is still an upset. Liberty is winning 14. That's true. That's true.
Well, thank you, guys. As you see, backup quarterback Gunnar Watson in there. A little miscommunication on that play. He is dropped for a loss. We'll bring up now 3rd and long, as Jayod Sanders in there on the play. Once again, you're seeing them get Gunnar Watson some time here, but boy, you're trailing by 1. Unless there's something up with Sawyer Smith, I get the whole giving the guy some experience, but this is kind of taking that to the extreme.
Sure.
But hey, listen, Neil Brown knows what he's doing. I know you don't like to criticize too much, but here we go, 3rd and 7. Standing in the pocket, it collapses, and down he goes! Jayod Sanders with the big sack.
Matt, that is how you're supposed to play defensive football. What they had going on right there is Troy was trying to run a shallow cross. Liberty brought a linebacker down in what they call the hole or the robber position. He covered that shallow cross and then the quarterback couldn't scramble out and able to get the sack right there. That is team defense.
Well, Gunnar Watson did not look real comfortable on that possession. He had the kind of miscommunication with his running back on 2nd down that put them in a 3rd and long spot. And now they're forced to punt it away. Tyler Sumter in. DJ Stubbs awaiting the punt. And play clock about to run out. Did they take a timeout first?
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So they'll back up 5 yards further, and that's the 6th penalty of the ball game going against Troy.
Fully expect Liberty to have a punt return on right here, not going after the block, but try to build a wall return or middle return, especially DJ Stubbs, as explosive a returner as he is.
We mentioned had a 60-yard return against New Mexico State a week ago. Here it comes, punt gets away, high spiraling kick, Stubbs retreating, takes it at his own 40 and loses it. Ball loose, he picks it up, still on his feet, and finally snowed under at around the 30, and Boy, the Flames just avoided disaster there.
That's a difference maker in the game. You look at Liberty struggling in the punting game, then Troy's punter is able to boom a 50, 60-yard punt and flips the field position back. That special teams plays could be the thing that changes this game.
Not the first time we've seen Stubbs this year have a little trouble handling the punt. He is super explosive, as you mentioned. Doesn't really matter if you don't catch it cleanly.
Yeah.
And fortunately, he was able to fall back on the football.
Troy's punter punted them out of trouble right there.
No doubt. First down for Liberty now on their own 30.
Bunch formation.
Peyton Pickett moving out of the backfield. Empty set now for Liberty. Calvert stands tall in the pocket. Now stepping up, now moving to his right and just throwing it away. So nothing opening up down the field that time for Buckshot Calvert, as he's now 10 of 22 in the ball game. And if you wanted to kind of say there was one knock on Buckshot and his statistics so far this year, it has been that completion percentage, just 55% coming into this ball game. Peyton Pickett, maybe a yard. And just like that, 3rd and long.
This is a critical time in the game for both teams right now. That point of where somebody's starting to bend, somebody's getting ready to break one way or the other, and you really see Troy's defense trying to say, okay, this is our time to really press it up, turn our game up, and get some stops.
So 3rd and 9. 3 wide receivers to Buckshot Calvert's left. DJ Farrow to his right. Play clock running down. Calvert takes it, flush from the pocket, rolling to his right, looking downfield, firing, that ball batted down. He was trying to get it to BJ Farrow on the far side, but looked like Smiley got in there to knock it down. A.J. Smiley, the junior out of Hoover.
Yeah, A.J. Smiley makes a really good play here because he had him along the sidelines. Buckshot had him along the sidelines. Smiley knocks it down. You can just sense Troy is saying, okay, it's time to turn up the heat. This is what really good football teams do. You get in these critical points in the game and they really turn it up to try to take it to the next level.
So here you go. Aiden Alves back out there. Marcus Jones deep. Alves, low wobbly kick, taken at the 35. Returnable. He breaks free across the 40, across midfield. Shuffles the feet, still on his feet, finally taken down at the Liberty 36-yard line. So Jones with the momentum play that Troy had been looking for, and they are set up in great field position.
Yeah, I saw a statistic one time, Matt, that said 80% of punt returns that are returned for touchdowns are punted right down the middle of the field. When you hit a low line driver down the middle of the field, it opens up the entire field for the punt returner. Troy able to take advantage of that low punt.
So that'll bring this offense back on the field. Sawyer Smith back on the field at quarterback for Troy. This is a golden opportunity for this offense. Smith with the carry takes a shot on the end of it, but able to pick up 5.
Getting that sense in the ball game right now. Like I said, Troy is really trying to ratchet up their game and their intensity. You can feel it right now. Liberty could get a crucial turnover. That could change the momentum back.
Handoff goes to Smith, able to escape the grasps of the first defender, and then wrapped up by Brandon Tillman, who throws him down and quickly throws his hands up like, hey, don't flag me for that one.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter.
As that gets us to the end of the 3rd quarter.
We got ourselves a ball game.
We got ourselves a ball game. Troy moving down the field. They've trailed for much of this game. We'll have a great opportunity as we begin the 4th quarter. 14-13 Flames. Got a good one going in Lynchburg.
If a werewolf gets sick, what? He goes to the veterinarian.
Wrong. Not if he's in man mode.
He's still half beast.
The guy's not going to walk into a vet and be like, I need an appendectomy.
A werewolf would?
Werewolves don't have an appendix.
Why do we love the world? Whoa, that's a very philosophical question.
因为这个世界可以说还是充满爱。
I think it's important for people to realize that we're not alone, and we're all part of something unique right down to the core, and the world will show you that.
Liberty Flames holding on to a 14-13 lead back here at Williams Stadium. And Pat, I'm going to go to you here. You're talking to Coach DeArmond about he feels that sometimes this year Liberty defense taking a lot of heat, but the offense hasn't bailed them out at times.
Yeah, the offense has kind of been known this year for putting up a lot of points, going for 500 yards a game. But Kyle did mention that they feel in a couple of these losses that they've had this year, they haven't scored when the defense was able to bail them out. And we're kind of seeing that today. Liberty has gone back and forth on quite a few drives, having to punt the ball away. They need to capitalize on some of these turnovers and get some points to support that defense, who is playing tremendously today.
I think more than any game this year, perhaps maybe the ODU game compares to this, the defense getting some quality stops. In that game in the second half, the Flames were able to capitalize, and that's where you saw them go on that huge run. That hasn't been the case so far this afternoon.
It hasn't been, but as Pat said, the defense is playing really good football right now, especially after giving up a ton of yards the past few games. They're doing a really good job right now.
Well, fourth quarter, here we go. Matt Warner with it.
Yeah, thank you guys. Troy able to convert on that 3rd and short, so they will move the chains and moving closer to the red zone as they're trying to take the lead here in the 4th quarter. This game has not gone like we expected. I think like many people expected. Low scoring affair, Liberty leading the entire second half to this point. But you see now this running game of Troy starting to kind of chip away and grind out some yardage. 5 yards here, 5 yards there.
You can feel it in the air right now, Matt. This is a critical series for both teams.
2nd down and 5. BJ Smith has it, quickly wrapped up by Brandon Tillman. Still churning those legs, able to pick up about a yard when he probably shouldn't have gotten any. And that'll bring up a 3rd and short.
That BJ Smith is a tough kid. He did his leg squats right there. He was 6 inches from the ground, and he squatted back up to pick that extra 1.5 yards up.
He had 140 yards on the ground last week, back-to-back 100-yard games, and he's got 86 yards on the ground right now, as this is a huge 3rd down and 2 from the Flames' 13-yard line. That's some movement on the line, and you may get a false start. And it is.
False start. 42 offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Gabe Hill with the penalty, with more on the running back, BJ Smith. Melanie Newman once again.
So BJ Smith, guys, isn't the only Smith who can run on that field. You've seen Scheuer earlier, but BJ really feeds into that next man up mentality. He was actually behind Jadarius Henderson, who is still suspended from this team. He did not make the trip, and as you can see, the Bulldog gets up and he's carrying that rock as far as he can every snap.
3rd and 7, here we go. Sawyer Smith throwing the slant, it's caught, and it is good enough for a 1st down.
Wow, huge conversion for Troy right there. Sawyer Smith delivers it on the target on the slant route, 8 yards, picks up the 1st down. That's big time play for them.
DeAndre Douglas on the reception, they go quick. Sawyer looking to the end zone, firing and overshot his receiver. He was looking for Brett Clark in the back corner of the end zone and couldn't connect.
Yeah,
but to your credit, we've seen Sawyer struggle at times in this game throwing the football, but when they needed him most on that 3rd down, on target.
Yeah, he delivered it right there. And then on that play, they've been setting up, running that wide side screen, outside screen. They try to run what they call a phony, where they phony the screen and then get the guy down the sidelines. Sawyer just overthrew him a little bit.
So 2nd and goal from the 9. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Sawyer looking, throwing that slant again, too tall. Everyone looking at the officials, no flags come out.
That's just good defense right there. Jumping on that slant, taking it away. Back to this is exciting, Matt. This is a 4th down inside the red zone. 2 teams battling it out. I'm sorry, 3rd down inside the red zone. 2 teams battling it out. This is exciting football.
3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Sawyer Smith ran all the way to the sideline to talk to head coach Neil Brown, now making his way all the way back to the football. Still plenty of time on the play clock. 4 wide receiver set. Sawyer looking, firing, ball batted in the air and it falls incomplete. Good coverage from the Flames as they were able to deflect it and knock it away. And it'll bring up a field goal opportunity now for Troy.
Yeah, I really liked what Elijah Benton did right there. Troy got into a trip set. They tried to run the slant with the inside guy, and it looked pre-snap like that's what they were going to give them. But as the ball was snapped, Benton drove hard on the ball to take away the slant. It was like, here's the bait, you take it, drive on the slant. Great play by Elijah Benton.
So Tyler Sumter comes in now, has already made a 50-yarder. This one much shorter, up and through. And Troy goes on top thanks to the leg of Tyler Sumter. A couple of big field goals in this ball game have put the Trojans up 16-14 with 12:48 to go in the fourth.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dog.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day.
Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's Tailgate 101.
This is the face of a man watching football on the super big Samsung QLED TV. It's also the face of a man who needs to sneeze. But he won't, because you close your eyes when you sneeze.
Excuse me.
Wow. The 4K Samsung QLED TV. When football looks this good, you can't look away.
Samsung Black Friday offers start now.
Well, there's a look at the game summary with 12:48 to go here in the fourth quarter. Buckshot Calvert hasn't quite been his normal self here today, just 10 of 23. You see the numbers there for Sawyer Smith, but really the story, I think, at least compared to the expectations coming in, has been this Liberty defense and their ability to slow Troy down. Listen, if you gave Turner Gill, hey, you hold him to 16 early in the fourth quarter, he would sign for that every single time.
All day long.
So they have kept them in this ball game, and now we'll see if the Liberty offense has an answer. The kick is away. Liberty did move their return. Well, again, their catch called for, and they'll take it to 25. They've been doing that short kind of pooch kick down the field.
Made a signal prior to the catch. By rule of the ball, we placed it at the 25-yard line.
The fullback,
First
Mitchell
down.
Lewis, who made it. As Liberty really hasn't seemed all that interested in returning those. They'll be happy to take it at the 25.
Okay, getting down to the time of the game where the players need to make plays on both sides of the ball, whether that's offensively for Liberty right now or defensively for Troy. This fourth quarter, tight football game, the good players need to step up and make the plays.
Frankie Hickson in the backfield. They're going to pass it. DJ Stubbs makes a catch and has a first down. So there's a play as Stubbs able to make his third reception. Now he comes up a little gimpy. Flames having a hard time just keeping receivers on the field at this point. Antonio Gandy Golden out. DJ Farrell was out for a while. He's back in there now, but DJ Stubbs limping to the sideline. That's not good news for an offense that has had a hard time through the air. Having a hard time on the ground there as Frankie Hickson whacked down for a loss.
Yeah, you can feel Troy really stepping it up on the front seven, being able to make a concerted effort to be able to stop the run right now. So with Buckshot only having 11 completions, he really needs to make some good completions and move the chains now in this fourth quarter.
So 2nd and 12. Flames looking to the sideline. Frankie Hickson moves to the left of Buckshot. Buckshot's going to roll left, looking downfield, firing, connecting with B.J. Farrell. The catch is made on the sideline. It will be short of the first down marker, but will bring up third and manageable.
Really like that play. Just like you said, Matt, you want to put yourself in a position to be in third and manageable, and you roll the pocket out, get an out cut out there by Farrow, put the ball on the money. Those are the things you want to do to give yourself a chance.
3rd and 3 now. Big third down for this Flames offense. They hand it off, and that's not going to get it done. Frankie Hickson got almost nothing on that run. Everyone looking to the sideline, and here comes the punting unit. And here comes some groans from the home faithful.
Yeah, in a 16-14 game, you don't leave yourself much of a chance on 4th and 4. You're going to have to punt the ball and get a stop defensively and get it back. I don't think Coach Gill really, even the fans don't like it, I don't think he really had much of a choice right here.
So Aiden Alvis on to punt it. That may be his best one of the day. High spiraling punt. Fielded at the 16.
There you go, Aiden. Good job, young man. It's a way to come back.
So the Flames offense unable to answer. And now they'll hand it back to Troy with 10:36 to go in the ballgame.
Critical time for Liberty's defense right now. You know, we talked about us back and forth, a little bit of a slugfest going on, who's going to break first. And this is one of these times where Troy goes down and kicks a field goal on the previous series. They're thinking to themselves, if we can get a touchdown here, we've got all the momentum. So back to Liberty's side, they got to be able to capture that momentum back.
You kind of feel like with the offense's inability in the second half, you're really putting so much pressure on a defense that has played kind of out of its mind to this point. There's a big run, picking up a first down on the carry. Was B.J. Smith.
Yeah, Matt, and you can see some of the chinks in the armor right now. That defense for Liberty, they're starting to open up some gaps in the run game, and you're going to see Troy really try to focus on running the football now. I think they're starting to smell it a little bit right now.
Daughtry Fry in the backfield now for Troy. As B.J. Smith's over 100 yards for the 3rd straight game. That one slung out wide, the catch made, and drugged down by Jackson. As that was redshirt freshman Brett Clark.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 11, defense. 15-yard penalty being forced at the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Well, Jesse Lemonnier is not getting in the coach's good graces today.
No,
he had the personal foul, unnecessary roughness earlier, and was actually out of the game for a while after that. Comes back in, and now a roughing the passer call. So because of that, Troy moves into Flames territory, and this offense, you feel like, is starting to find its rhythm.
Right. I'm surprised that they threw the ball wide to the outside right there. Liberty had a run blitz on to be able to stop the run, and they threw it to the outside. Good call by Troy.
Smith going under center here. Trying to get wide. Has a blocker. Wrapped up, taken down after an 8 or 9 yard gain. That was Trey Eford taking the carry.
Troy really mixing it up. They're running the ball at the middle. They're hitting with the outside screen, quick screens, and then they're running the ball on the edges. So they've got what pick your poison. Which one are they going to take? And so you got to give Troy credit. They're really mixing it up and giving themselves a chance to succeed offensively. And they're like I said before, they're starting to feel it. You can feel their rhythm.
2nd and 2, 9 minutes to go in the ball game. Flames showing blitz. Smith bounces it outside, spins forward for the first down.
See, and that's a problem right there, Matt. When you show the run blitz like that so early in the RPO game, is what the quarterback tries to do. He holds it in the belly for a long time, lets the blitz happen, and then bounces away from the blitz, and that's exactly what they did right there.
This crowd is silent right now as Troy methodically moving the ball down the field. Sawyer Smith pulls it out, looking downfield. Has a man, fires and misses him by about 6 yards. He was looking for one of his favorite targets, Damian Willis, and a flag is down on the field.
Looks like a holding call, I believe.
Holding. 78, offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
We talked about Trey Eford a moment ago. Melanie Newman has more on him.
Well, Matt, Trey Eford is picking up a reputation as being known as Troy's secret weapon. On paper, it doesn't look like he can run, but he's starting to gain more and more explosive runs on the ground, and they're using the ability to throw off other teams' defenses by only using him sparingly. He's not the guy that you're going to go to every single time, and it pays off in situations like you just saw.
So the penalty backs up Troy. It'll be 1st and 20 now on the Liberty 41.
Matt, there's a lot of Liberty players with their hands on their hips right now. They're getting tired.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot more substitutions as well as they're trying to keep guys fresh. Smith takes the handoff. Not much doing as Pearson and Jawan Wells there to meet him.
Yeah, that holding call really helped Liberty out, putting Troy behind the chains. And sometimes you just got to dig deep, find a way to get a stop, and that penalty could be what really helps Liberty right now.
Now, we saw Tyler Sumter make a 50-yard field goal earlier in this game if you're thinking about field goal range, but that was going with the wind at his back. They're going into the wind right now, so you have to keep that in mind certainly as this drive progresses for Troy. 2nd and 19. Sawyer Smith going to keep it, makes a man miss, then runs into a linebacker, and he'll get taken to the ground. That was Remington Green, the sophomore linebacker for Liberty, with the tackle.
Liberty has tackled much better today.
Have.
They're getting square shoulders, they're wrapping up. Not a lot of missed tackles. You got to appreciate how well they've tackled today. We're getting to the point in the game, I find myself saying this is a big down. Every down's becoming a big down right now.
Yeah, 3rd and 16, and let's see how Troy approaches this. Maybe 4-down territory where they are in the field, so they don't necessarily need it all here.
Corner up top is playing off far.
Sawyer Smith takes it, looking downfield. Running out of time and dropped! Sacked in the backfield by the freshman Austin Lewis.
Great job by Austin Lewis breaking through there. Liberty bringing a strong pressure. Troy was trying to take a shot downfield, so they needed time to do it and be able to get Austin Lewis just bulldozes over the man and brings Sawyer Smith to the ground. Those are the step-up plays that Liberty needs once again to get the football back and give Buckshot and the offense a chance to win this football game.
The freshman from David Crockett High School in Tennessee said, "Remember the Alamo." Got him to the ground. So a punt coming now. Sumter, low line drive. And that will roll and kind of check back there to the 11-yard line. So Sumter does his job, and the Flames will have a long way to go. But the defense holds. Big stand from this Liberty defense will give them a chance. Trailing by 2 with 6:18 to go.
This season, keep your stories interessante, just like Dos Equis, the only beer used to water every college football field.
We need the beer blaster right here. Let's go.
Dos Equis, keep it interessante.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. We've got 25 employees who depended on it, and that's all that mattered to me. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. Incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
16-14 ball game, 6:18 to go. Liberty hanging tough in this one. Bobby Bolig on that Flame sideline. Bobby, what's the attitude like down there?
Well, Matt and Joe, I'm guessing you can guess who has the energy down here. Offensive line coach Aaron Sam always bringing the energy, asking the guys, how bad do you want it? This is the time. He says, raise the chains, go get it done. This is our time.
Flames going with that wildcat look. This is the 4th time we've seen it. Frankie Hickson in there. Frankie going to roll out, and he's going to look to pass. No, now tucks it and picks up 4 or 5. He was looking to send it down the field to his fullback, Mitchell Lewis, but well covered.
Yeah, good decision by Frankie not throwing the ball, but yet at the same time, it gives a little bit of threat to the throw. So therefore, Troy's defense couldn't quite play the run completely, and Frankie was able to pick up 3 yards.
So 2nd and 7, Buckshot back in there now at quarterback. Liberty with just over 60 yards of total offense here in the second half as they have been locked down. Calvert Gonna throw it, connecting with B.J. Farrell, and that's a first down. Those are the types of fairly, you want to say easy throws and catches that this offense needs to kind of get back into a rhythm.
Confidence builders, especially for cornerbacks, Matt. They get this time of the game, they don't want to get beat deep. Don't get beat deep, so they play on their heels a little bit, so that opens up the short game, the hitch game, and whatnot, so good job.
Farrell working on Blace Brown there on the far sideline. Under 5.5 to go. Buckshot gonna throw. Under pressure and dropped. A huge sack for Troy as they were able to get Buckshot Calvert to the ground. That was Jarvis Hayes breaking through, his 4th sack of the season, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Trojans.
Yeah, Buckshot was trying to get a little flat route right there, but when his eyes came up and saw it, he was covered. He really should have just thrown the ball into the cheerleaders and lived to play another play.
So 2nd and 23, and that has the potential to be a drive killer, and now you start thinking, well, the clock is an enemy for Liberty as well, as it's under 5 minutes to go in this ballgame. Calvert hands it off to Hickson, has a little room, gets it back a chunk of that yardage they lost, and will at least get them to 3rd and about 12 or so.
Yeah, you can see Frankie slamming the ground right there. He was really 1 step away from breaking through that tackle and turning that into a 20 or 25-yard game.
So Flames offense moving with a little more urgency here. 3rd and 11. 4 wide receivers. Now Calvert changing the play. They get the signal from the sideline. Buckshot standing in, has time, looking, still looking, now rolling out, fires in the middle of the field, and it is caught by Fidel Bathan! A clutch grab by the Flames tight end!
Liberty needs to go quick, this one might get reviewed.
The Flames hustling to the line. Calvert had all day to make that throw, and what a grab by the young tight end out of Georgia. First down, the ball just in Troy territory. The handoff to Hickson. He's got some room, and a nice pickup of 6 or 7 on first down.
Look at Buckshot. He wants it to go fast. Ref's stopping it.
Replay was initiated prior to the snap.
There you go.
On the prior play, the ruling on the field was a catch for a first down.
Boy, this
under video review.
How critical is this? And you hear the folks wearing red in the stadium, what they think of it. You see Turner Gill with kind of an incredulous smile on his face. He's saying, my guy was 6 yards down the field in the play by the time you guys make this call.
Yeah, there's no question. Well, the bigger question right now is, did he catch the ball? So let's take a look here.
Here's another look. Obathan. Well, you can't tell there as it's shielded by his body. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell here either.
That's a catch, man.
Well, there's nothing on those angles to say any different. This one might give us another look.
That's a catch. You can't, like you said, you can't really see it.
We haven't seen an angle that would make you think otherwise to this point.
Called a catch on the field.
It looks like a catch.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a play to say otherwise, but now let's say it is. Let's say it is, Joe. You just had a 6-yard run on first down taken away as well.
It's the momentum killer. You go to the replay booth, and all of a sudden you have momentum. Troy takes their defense over the sidelines. Vic Koenig gives a chance to regroup them, and instead you lose the 6-7 yard run that just happened. The crowd's really getting into it, so it's a free timeout for Troy.
I understand you want to get it right. Obviously, that's first and foremost. But there was nothing there that we saw that would make you even think, boy, we better review this.
But in Troy's defense and the referee's defense, they do want to get it right.
Certainly.
And so it's technically it's the right thing to do.
Well, there's another look, and we think that one will stand. If so, that's the biggest catch of Fidel Obathan's young career. He's had himself a nice day today.
Yeah, don't forget about the catch. I mean, there's 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game, and Obathan goes down and scoops it off the turf and makes a great catch. That's the playmakers making plays that we're talking about.
Guys stepping up in the absence of some explosive wide receivers for Liberty. So assuming this stands, it'll be first down, 3:25, although they may add some
The
time.
ruling of catch stands. With the play clock operator, please put 350 on the game clock.
So you get a little time back. The first down on the Troy 49. Now at this stage, Joe, you're 4-down territory the rest of the way. I mean, this basically is what you're doing.
Yeah,
you would think it's just game time where you are on the field.
It's good to see DJ Stubbs back. Is that him back in the game, Matt?
Back in there, yep, on the near side. Buckshot fakes the handoff, rolls out, steps up, tripped up, heaves it downfield, and it falls incomplete.
Good job by Buckshot getting rid of the football, but he had, I believe that was Stubbs, wide open on that play and just got tripped up and wasn't able to step into it. Great play call. Had a bootleg on, deep with an out route. Had him open. You can see him coming in the screen.
So it brings up second down now. Calvert gonna throw it. Pump fake, looking deep. Off the mark. Looking for B.J. Farrow, and the two didn't seem to be on the same page.
Yeah, they didn't take. They tried to run a little sluggo route out there. You saw Buckshot give that hard shoulder fake. The defensive back didn't go for it, but what he had the opportunity to do is come off that read and hit DJ Stubbs over the middle on the dig route.
So 3rd and 10 now. After that big first down run that was wiped off the board, Liberty has tried to go to the air these last 2 plays, and they've been unsuccessful. They're going to do it again. Calvert stepping up in the pocket, slinging, has Farrow who makes the catch and a first down.
There is no question whatsoever who Buckshot Calvert feels his go-to man is, and that's B.J. Farrow.
Farrow making his 6th reception of the ball game, over 80 yards now. Flames go quickly. Hickson lunges forward for 4 or 5. So the offense starting to hum a little bit on this drive as the clock ticks down towards 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, they're going to go real fast now.
Tempo from this Flames offense. Calvert gives it to Hickson again. Has some room. Lowers the shoulder, falls forward, and it's going to be right around the first down marker, and they're going to give it to him.
Yep.
Flames looking to move fast. Putting the pedal to the floor. They give it to Hickson again, and again a big chunk of yardage. This Liberty running game really starting to pick up steam.
First charge timeout of the half, Troy.
Oh, and that Liberty coaching staff is fired up as they come running onto the field. Flames moving the football, trying to come from behind late against the Troy Trojans.
Hey, does anyone have a charger? We're dying.
Yeah, just down here.
I'm dying.
Oh no, I'm dying. I'm dying.
Yes, veteran players to make big plays down the stretch. B.J. Farrow did that a moment ago with the big 3rd down conversion. But how about this offensive line? The time they've given Buckshot Calvert and the running lanes they've created on this drive for Liberty.
Yeah, outstanding by the offensive line. Aaron Stamm has the grind belt. Stands for grit, relentlessness, intelligent, nasty, and dominant. The offensive line is grinding right now for Liberty.
2nd down and 4. Frankie Hickson in there running back for the Flames. Calvert going to give it to him. Hickson doesn't get much there as he's wrapped up and taken down after maybe a short gain. And you see another timeout now for Troy as they're trying to leave themselves
Troy,
a little time
it will
here.
Be a 30-second timeout.
Assuming the Flames are able to put points on the board.
Yeah, that's smart clock management by Troy. Able to get rid of those timeouts, thinking they're going to get a stop, kick a field goal, and leave themselves plenty of time. So it's good clock management by the Troy coaching staff.
All right, so you get down to decision time now for Liberty. 3rd and 4, ball on the 17. If you don't get a first down here, you're asking your kicker, Aaron Peart, who does not have a lot of experience, just 2 of 3 this year with a long of 22, to come in. Does that change your mindset as far as what you do on this play, running the ball or trying to throw for the first down?
I think unless you can put yourself in a very, very fourth and short situation that you're going to have to go ahead and kick the field goal. Yeah, he's a kicker, and it's not that long of a field goal, and the wind's at his back. He needs to be expected to make the kick.
Big third down here. Frankie Hickson in the backfield. Buckshot rolling to his right, firing. Has a receiver, catch made. B.J. Farrell again coming up clutch.
B.J. Farrell and Buckshot are working those sidelines like crazy, able to do that on third down on the previous play and then come back on third again and do it one more time.
Flames move the chains. Play action now, throwing up for Farrell. Did he get it? Yes! B.J. Farrell hauls it in. Touchdown Liberty! His entire career, coaches have said, nobody goes up and gets the jump ball like B.J. Farrell, and you saw an example of it right there.
Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and B.J. said, I want it more. That is all desire, that's all heart, to go up and take that ball and say, it's mine, give it to me, touchdown.
Fighting with Marcus Jones, able to hang on for dear life. And the Flames go on top 20-16. And now they're going to leave the offense out there and go for two. B.J. Farrell just went over 100 yards on the day.
And more importantly for B.J. Farrell going over 100 yards is B.J. Farrell making catches on third down to keep drives alive. B.J. Farrell catching jump balls to put them ahead.
So here comes the two-point conversion for Liberty. Calvert looks to the sideline. Coaches screaming, waving their arms. A direct snap. Now they give it back to Stubbs, who's going to throw it. Has a man wide open. Trickeration from the Flames pays off.
That's the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl play right there.
Philly special.
It was the Philly
Lynchburg.
special. But Liberty did a great job right there, Matt. Buckshot was covered, unlike the way that Nick Foles was covered. He was wide open. Buckshot was covered. So who threw that ball? Was that Frankie Hickson?
No, that was actually DJ Stubbs.
DJ
his third
Stubbs,
pass
okay.
this season.
DJ Stubbs went to his second receiver on that play. That was outstanding.
Stubbs has thrown 3 balls this year. He's completed 2 of them. That one for a 2-point conversion, and suddenly 2:23 to go in the ball game. Liberty leading it 22-16. I would dare say most of the people that came here to the stadium today weren't expecting a game quite like this, but here you go.
Not whatsoever. To see Liberty up 22-16 with 2:23 left in the game, this is college football at its finest and college football at its funnest right now.
Keep in mind, Troy using timeouts on that last drive. They have just one. Now, not as big of a factor certainly in the college game because the clock stops on first downs, but just something to keep in the back of your mind as the Flames are set to kick it away.
Troy had the big return before. Expect them to take it out.
Ruckert is going to do so. Looking for some room, and he's got it on the outside. Bajor Wilson trying to make a play in space and does, and that was a big tackle by Bajor Wilson to keep that return from going for a lot more yardage there as we get one more look at B.J. Farrell.
That's the want-to fade. That's a want-to fade. Got to have it fade. Beautiful job by B.J. attacking the football. Then this play right here. Look at Buckshot's covered. So DJ sees that Buckshot's covered. He was on the corner of the end zone. Buckshot's covered, and he comes off to his second receiver. That's like a wily old veteran move by the receiver. Look at the smile on that young man's face. That makes college football what it's all about right there.
All right, so this Liberty defense that has been so good today has to do it one more time. And movement up front. Not how you want to start a drive late in a game like this.
False start. 69, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
The 9th penalty of the day for Troy, and they now have 22 penalties over their last 2 ball games.
Yeah, this is where Liberty defensively, getting in these emotional situations, 2:15 to go. What you can't do, Matt, is you can't forget your fundamentals. Just do your job. Know your job, do your job, and take care of the fundamentals.
Sawyer Smith making his first collegiate start. Has a chance to make it a memorable one. They give the ball, short pickup there as DeAndre Douglas takes it on, what does he call it, a fly sweep? I think that was actually a pass as he flipped it to him.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Troy's mindset is offensively. Sawyer Smith struggled throwing the ball downfield here in the second half, so they tried the short passing game. They don't really have time to stick with the run without the timeouts.
Yeah, that clock running under 2 minutes. Sawyer Smith going to throw it. Nearly intercepted. Jeremy Peters jumped the route, and he was that close to ending this ball game.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better. Jeremy Peters got a great break on that ball, jumped the route. But those are the kind of plays. You got the ball in your hands. Go ahead and pick that off and end the game.
This crowd at Williams Stadium rising to its feet. 3rd and 10. 4 wide receiver set. Sawyer Smith in the shotgun. Now they're going to change the play. Play clock at 6.
Liberty's bringing pressure.
Smith setting up, running out of time. Wrapped up, throws it away, and that has to be intentional grounding. The official coming in.
Clearly intentional grounding.
Still haven't seen a flag. There it is. He finally drops it as nonchalantly as he possibly can. Intentional grounding as he was wrapped up. I think that was Jawan Wells that got to him. Yeah, there's Big Juan coming off the edge.
Yeah, Big Juan is...
Oh, and the official just screaming it. Somebody there. John McDade has provided us some entertainment today.
Number 3, offense. Penalty places the ball at the spot of the foul with loss and down. 4th down.
So 4th down now, and this is your ball game.
Yeah, what do you do here, Matt? Do you just rush 3 guys and drop everybody, or do you bring pressure like you did on last down? Personally, I think of 4th and, 15, at least 16 to go. You just got to rush 3, maybe 4, and tackle in front of you and make a play.
4th and 16. Sawyer Smith running out of time, flush, hit, dropped, and Liberty will do it, getting him to the ground. This defense, much maligned after the last couple of weeks, has risen up today and gotten the job done against Troy.
147 on the game clock, please. 147.
And you see Neil Brown looking at his quarterback, and he said, you'd read his lips, you got to throw the ball. Under pressure, Tolan Avery there, Jesse Lemonnier there. They just play the old meat at the quarterback. And what a stand for this Liberty defense.
Liberty's defense was tired of hearing about how many yards they've given up and how poorly they've played and how many points have been scored on them. It's time to man up, and that's exactly what they did. Coach Gill has to be proud of them.
Flames in the victory formation. Buckshot Calvert takes a knee. Troy will take a timeout.
Charge timeout of the half.
Their last.
It'll be a 30-second timeout.
The Flames just trying to salt this one away. Liberty came into this game, Joe, with 5 sacks in 5 games. They have 4 sacks here today, and that defensive line was getting after it here in this final possession.
Yeah, especially when it was, as they referred to as money time, when the chips are on the table, they got a chip on their shoulder, and they pinned their ears back and got after the quarterback. You know, one thing a little interesting, man, from a technical standpoint, there's still 1:45 left, and it's 2nd down. I don't think Liberty, I may be wrong about this, but I'm not sure if Liberty has quite enough downs to be able to run the clock out.
Yeah, you kneel it these next 2. Yeah, you're right. That would get it down to a minute or so. You kick a field goal, and it makes it a 2-possession game.
Yeah,
that's where
that's a
it's
decision
critical.
they have to make.
Calvert going to take his time. Yep, smartly takes the knee.
That'd be
Oh,
interesting.
now, you know what? That's going to... I was wrong on my math, not surprisingly. They might give him 15 or 20 seconds. There's a look at this road winning streak for Troy. 7 straight, one of the longest road winning streaks in the country coming into this game, and it's a 1:20 away from ending if the Flames can close this one out. 3rd longest road winning streak in the nation. So the Flames line up, take a knee again.
Yeah, they don't quite have enough time. Interesting to see if they try to kick the field goal here, or they give them the ball back. It's going to be about 15, like you said, Matt, maybe 15 seconds or so. Sound about right?
Take your word for it. I haven't quite been on point here today so far.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah. They're gonna get
so the ball sits on the 18.
Yeah, what do you do right now, Turn? Do you kick field goal and get it, make, like you said, make a 2-possession game, or chance it gets blocked and returned, or do you give them the ball at the 18 with 10 seconds left? 18
takes the
18
timeout.
seconds
Charge
left.
timeout of the half. Liberty. It will be a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, 35-yard field goal is what it would be. Again, we told you earlier, Aaron Pierre's long thus far is 22 yards.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of trying to kick a field goal, getting it blocked, returned, something crazy could happen.
The only thing there's two sides.
Yeah.
If you make it, it's over.
Right.
If you just basically run around for a couple of seconds, you still have a chance to lose with the miraculous play. Now, it takes a lot of things to work out, but you're only leading by 6.
I mean, I honestly think Buckshot could run around as long as he can, throw the ball through the back of the end zone, burn as much clock as he can, and leave Troy with maybe 2 plays.
Well, the offense is staying out there. Calvert hands it to Hickson. He's going to run it up into the middle, taken down, and there will be 13 seconds remaining.
We'll get 2 plays.
As this Troy offense comes out one more time.
The goal for Troy would be to try to get the ball to the 50-yard line, run up, clock it real quick with 1 second, throw a Hail Mary. We've seen crazier things happen, Matt.
Got an injured Troy player right now. Haven't been able to make out who that is just yet. Looks like that may be Melvin Tyus down on the field. So 13 seconds left. The security folks along the student side of the stadium have assumed their post.
Boo.
Now,
that's what I say to that.
What that actually means, we saw that in the opening game of the year. Remember that against ODU? And the students basically just did a stretch play around the end and just looped around them.
Oh,
so,
they ran the stretch, 18 stretch, like it.
So we'll see if they try something similar should the Flames close it out.
Jerry's Jokers are calling an audible over there. I see it right now. The guards
they're designing
check,
the play.
check, go 18 stretch, 18 stretch.
So they're still tending to the injured player, but well, what a ball game here this afternoon. And this Flames defense holding Troy to 273 total yards has just been so impressive. Holding this incredibly potent rushing attack to just 3.4 yards per carry. As you see Tyus make his way to the sideline, certainly hope he's okay. And now we see what Neil Brown has in the bag of tricks. Don't have a whole lot of plays for, go 83 yards in 13 seconds.
Always finish the game, but college football, crazy thing has happened.
No doubt.
Kentucky thought they had LSU beaten a few years ago, didn't they? That crazy Hail Mary.
Here we go. Sawyer Smith going to heave one down the middle of the field. Caught. Taken down at about the 37. And clock will stop while the chains reset. Offense hustles up. As you said, clock it real fast. They do that with 2 seconds left.
I think we might get some Australian rugby here in a second.
Yeah.
It's a little too far to throw the Hail Mary. So,
well, you see that Liberty defense, they're playing 4 guys back inside the 30 right now, playing center field. Now there seems to be some confusion with the officials as they're getting together.
Previous play ended at 6 seconds. The clock was wound before the snap. The ball was purposely incomplete. 4 seconds have run off the clock. 2 seconds remaining in the game.
Well, John McDade, I could just go home if he's going to do my job for me. That was a pretty good job of just succinctly wrapping that up.
Another stoppage here.
Now the officials getting back together one more time.
Here comes the short play, laterals all over the place. Australian rules football, here we go.
Smith stands in the pocket, going to heave it. Up for grabs, knocked to the turf, no flags, and it's over. The Liberty Flames stun Troy. Liberty lights off the fireworks, and why not? Easily the biggest win of this very young FBS era, as Liberty takes down a Troy team that came in red hot. What a day for this Liberty defense. What a day for this team coming back in the late stages and making plays when they needed to. And we are appreciative of you tuning in today. So for Joe Yawk, I'm Matt Warner saying so long from Lynchburg, where the final score is Liberty 22, Troy 16. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.